Nigerians. On my brother and friend, the former governor of Anambra State and the former vice presidential candidate of our political party, Peter Obi. Peter Obi is one of the finest Nigerians who is intellectually mobile and administratively sagacious. He's a great Nigerian, and by the grace of God, he has the potential of being a great president in the nearest future. I celebrate you, Peter Obi, and I celebrate your movement for a new Nigeria. I celebrate your conscientization of the Nigerian youth and public on governance.
This is how the news media reported the story. A man and a woman have been charged with conspiracy to arrange to bring a child to the UK to harvest organs. Hey, a man and a woman. These people have no respect at all. Do you know that the man is a commander of the Federal Republic, CFR? I bet you they did not know. I am sure they didn't know that he is also a knight of good what am I saying? A knight of good shepherd. Good shepherd. That is why he brought that boy to shepherd. You know, imagine that. And they just reduced a whole Dr. Kwerimadu and his law to a man and a woman. Hey, unbelievable. And why organ harvest? That is an ugly name to call it. Is it like ripe tomato or ripe corn that you go and harvest? Oh, by now you know that we are looking for Bola Tinubu's primary and secondary school certificates. Yes, it is the hottest search in town. Serious. Jack Bauer of 24 is on the hunt, and so is James Bond. Everybody. The trouble is that Bola Tinubu does not even remember the names of the schools. I know. Can you imagine that? People, old people and their problems. Anyway, people who do not know how the whole thing happened have been running their mouths. This is what happened. You are hearing it for the first time here. So, while filling out the INEC form, Tinubu's aides asked him, "Sir, what do we write for your primary and secondary schools? We don't want to make that kind of mistake they made in 1999. What do we write?" Here is Tinubu's answer. Listen to him.
In this life, don't see people the way they are, because as me now, as me as me am now, and me as me I am that I am now.
The man whose turn it is. The man who has been preparing for his turn since 2014. And when he came, he had no answer for the basic question: where did you go to? Primary and secondary schools. Now, what is very annoying is that he came from a region in Nigeria with professors in every household. Why? Why is it that they gave us this one? Is there another plot to embarrass us? Why? APC picking Bola Tinubu as its presidential candidate when it has the opportunity to pick someone like Yemi Osinbajo. It's like Labour Party picking Rochas Okorocha when it has an opportunity to pick Peter Obi. Sasha! Tweet that out. Anyway, we are looking for Bola Tinubu certificates. If you're a Juju priest, this is your chance. Big money. Do your magic. Here are the questions everyone is asking. What primary school, secondary school certificates did Bola Tinubu present to get into Richard Daley College in Chicago in 1971? What? Okay. Let's say Tinubu didn't present anything. You know, he just told them, "I am an egg that can make an omelette if you crack me." They do such things in America. They just let you go, register, and go to school. According to records, the next place that we saw Bola Tinubu was that he attended Chicago State University from 1977 to 1979 and graduated with bachelor's degree in business administration with honors. Hey! The next question is, where was Tinubu from 1971 to 1976? See? Jesus showed up at the age of 12 in a temple and disappeared until he was 30. I guess that was exactly what Tinubu did. Though when he was running for governor in 1999, Tinubu filled his form, INEC form, and he said that he was at the University of Chicago during those 4 years and that he obtained BSc in economics there. Now he says that was fake. You see, one day we will be able to have candidates for president who will have clean records so that we will spend our time talking about their ideologies, their policies, and not if their names, ages, and degrees and what they said they are.
That's as long as you
Until then,
vote from the north,
I ask
that's
you
the
all,
situation, fortunately, or
Africans,
unfortunately today.
who did
This is
it?
the reason
You
why
cannot
you
change-
said if Peter Obi is coming to join you, he will be your running mate.
That's as long as you want to vote from the north, that's the situation, fortunately or unfortunately today.
This is the reason why
cannot
you
change-
said Peter Obi cannot win without you.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that any zone, no zone, even the Northwest, where I come from, which has got the biggest number of voters in this country, and they are very much willing to come out en masse, more than ever before in this country because of the realities on the ground. Before 2015 election, there was close to nothing in terms of banditry, people who are being killed, houses and properties being destroyed. It was not there. But in the last 7-8 years, we had all these issues on the ground. So certainly you will have so many people, many millions of votes are coming out of the Northwest and even in the North, because people are concerned. It's not only a particular section that is concerned, because people are worried.
All right. Welcome again to another episode of Have Your Say. It's Wednesday, July 6th, 2023. Welcome, everybody. We are very excited today because Nigerian politics and life is getting more exciting. When we designed this program for today, we were going to talk about Kwankwaso and the alliance with Peter Obi that collapsed. We're going to talk about people deciding that the government has failed and should, on their own, defend themselves. So that was the topic we thought we were going to talk about yesterday. But then today, last night, what we saw was that two incidents. One, the attack on the Kuje prison, which freed all the Boko Haram members that were there. We also had the convoy, advance team of President Buhari's convoy in his home state attacked by bandits. So it's an interesting week again. I don't know how we're going to survive till next election. But let's go in and bring in our viewers and participants who are already here so we can have this conversation, and along the way we talk about all these things. So joining us now is, of course, our resident Kwankwaso expert, Obi. Obi, welcome to the show. Unmute yourself, and also joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, joining us also is Wayne Bassi. Wayne, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rudy.
Yeah. So I'll pretend as if all the things that happened in the last 24 hours did not happen. I want us to start from this point, and I wonder because when Bassi, you are here, I think you also represent this constituency. So let's see what you think about this video.
Nobody's going to kill me. I don't know about you, but nobody's going to kill me. I don't want to say much because I know whatever I say, some people may want to twist it. But I've searched the Bible from cover to cover. And there's nowhere in the Bible where God said a child of God cannot defend himself. If you find the place, let me know. He said, if they slap you on the right cheek, turn the left. He said that one. If they now slap the left, what did he say? When God is silent.
Hold on.
Do you know the meaning of that? It simply means over to you.
All right. When God is silent, it means over to you. Nobody's going to kill me. I brought this up because there have been several arrests and kidnapping, killings of church leaders in Nigeria, and everybody's on the edge, including Pastor Deboye, who used to be calm, and he said this, and interestingly, a day after, he actually warned that people will misunderstand or misconstrue what he said. A day after, he came out again and clarified that he didn't mean that people should arm themselves. So, which was interesting. But I brought it up because the governor of Zamfara State, the same period, also said that people should be armed. And he went ahead and formed his militia and gave them arms, and nothing happened. The military were saying, oh, you can't do that, but he did it. So, Ovie, what's going on?
I thought this was a Wayne Bassi Christian perspective.
I'm going to go to everybody. I know.
Bassi, go. Don't worry, go, Bassi.
Okay, Bassi, go. Wayne Bassi, go.
Well, I am surprised that the man of God did not because he did not. I won't call him the man of God in this program, or just in very loose general terms, because I don't think he's the man of God. He could have quoted a better Bible passage to define the fact that Christians can defend themselves. Jesus warned us that we should not be too sweet, or the world would, eat us up, and we should not be too bitter, so the world would not spit us out. That's a Bible verse you could have quoted to defend the fact that Christians are not a sitting duck to be killed, and I think I don't want to misquote, but I think Jesus Christ, said, if you're going into the house of the strong, you be prepared. Yes, Christians can arm themselves. Christians to defend themselves, their families, their property, if need be. There's no Bible passage that says, just lay there, roll over, and get killed.
All right.
So he's correct.
All right. Thank you, Wen Bassi. Mazes, okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Jude, welcome to the show. All right, let me go to
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Pastor John Abba. What is your take on what's going on? The Christians you represent, are they at the point of arming themselves and taking it out on the street with all these bandits and criminals?
I think everybody should be licensed to arm themselves to protect their own lives and their family. But the level of anger in Nigeria right now, I've discussed that with you over and over that it's okay, but the level of crossroad, Nigeria is boiling. I don't think if people arm themselves now, the blood will flow like a river on the street. But everybody is supposed to protect themselves from this criminal. If you call law enforcement, if you are being robbed, being attacked, if you are in the east, they'll be going to the north. If you are in the north, they'll be going to the east purposely. They know that because sometimes they are not well armed of some other factor play to it that they all are criminals and they're afraid. So, uh, and to Adebo is well armed. He have all protection 24/7. He don't need to campaign about that. I wish I can go close to him and slap him. Then he turned the other cheeks to me, and then you see how he goes. Talk is cheap. But all those they talk to their gullible followers that they believe whatever they say. If Deboye say they should jump into the rivers or turn mainland bridge to the water, so many of his followers will do it. So talk is cheap.
All right, all
But
right. Janaba, thank you. We'll come back to you. Maz, okay. Welcome to the show. I know it's late where you are. Hopefully you will stay when we talk about Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. So I really want to get your view on that. But let's deal with this security situation and the fact that the church and leaders of the church are getting to the point where they're basically trying to arm themselves. What is your take on this?
Well, I take it that the reference you're making is to what Adeboye said.
Yes, exactly.
I read a story on the Sahara, and I made a tweet saying that a man who tells you to use stick or not to use weapon obviously has men that their chest is probably 3 times ours, and their body, index is obviously triple ours. Yet they are also armed, and at home he has maybe dogs and other armed personnel that are there protecting him. But he goes ahead and tells people to do that. But people came after me saying that I did not watch the video, that's not what he said. I said, well, okay, you can tell me what he said so that I would not comment out of context. But up to now, no one has told me exactly what he said. But I think, the pastors are not the one that tell the people to eat, or the pastors are not the one to tell them when to use the loo. As things are, they should be able to. I mean, this is common sense. Whatever whatever you can do, even if it's a BB gun, you know what I mean. Even if it's a machete, you're not going there out there to attack someone, but at least for your own protection and your own self-defense. Now, like what the last speaker said, calling for everyone to have a gun. I don't think we have seen the madness in America, where there is a semblance of law. If you call for people to have gun in Nigeria where there is no law, that is a total call for anarchy. Because I might argue with you now, and I mean, look at the way we break bottle. When people fight, the way they break bottle in Nigeria. Now replace that bottle with gun. It's just like you argue with somebody, goes in and But again, people need to, on a serious note, people need to also be able to protect themselves. I mean, before now, we do have a double barrel gun and eventually pump action. But recall that in southern Nigeria, there was a time the government actually asked people to return all those guns. Some people complied, but some didn't. And thanks goodness, because it would have been a total catastrophe. But again, has that actually helped? It hasn't helped in any way, whether you have it or not. If these men can do what they did to the president last night, and what they also did in Kuje prison, where to the point that even the president was also shocked. So, a president saying that he's also angry and shocked. I'm like, okay, Mr. President, wake up. You're actually the man in charge. You should be the one that
Are you sure he knows that he's the man in charge?
there are sorry, but there are things that you hear these things. It makes you begin to think. I mean, in which planet are we looking? Are we living? So if at that level we cannot actually have security, then I don't know if people, if we can protect ourselves. Maybe the inmates, if they all had their own knockout, maybe they would have actually protected themselves against the invaders. Because with all the security there, they just walked in and walked out. So what it means, those that don't know how to pray, everybody might begin to pray now because we're on our own. That's what it is. The final, the thing is that we're on our own. There is no help.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go to Ovie. Ovie now. Expand this conversation. I know that we started with Adeboye, and then we have the Zamfara state governor basically doing what he said, despite the fact that the military said you can't do this. You don't have the power to arm people, and he said his people will be armed and they have to fight back. Where are we heading to?
On our politics. Why I'm saying that, because these people who are giving this order, they've been harmed from day one. I mean, they're harmed guard around them from day one. So if they are not saying that the citizens should follow suit, even though the man from Zafara is just looking for a reaction, how the federal government, or how the situation of the time that we are in now, which is political season, that will play into that. I don't think they are saying anything that they actually meant. I mean, and again, to be fair to the president, I mean, we don't expect the president to be a security guard. We expect the president to select people who are capable of doing the job, and he will go to sleep. So if he said that he's surprised, I see where he's coming from. He's surprised at the security and the people that he put in charge of to do the job, and they fail to do their job. And again, our businessman Adeboye, I stopped criticizing them because they are some of the best businessmen we have in that part of the world. I really criticize their follower. A man whereby you guys have been now the same book that they read, which is the ultimate, the Bible. The Bible has never said in anywhere from Genesis to Revelation that the best way to teach this book, he has to have armed guard around him, but he does. They seem to not see anything wrong with that. So I don't blame him. I mean, you can see how the way they are reacting, they are all cheering and all that. As I said, it's the season. The men, our politician will approach him and they will figure it out. It's just that innocent people who are dying, and that is just the whole issue. But again, as I always said, who will die if not be people will die? Now people, they play the game. So it's our power contention here that we are saying. It's unfortunate, right, but this is what it is.
All right. Raf, I know you were in the military, and just think about this: a head of state going to a major prison in the country that he could not secure near his own home. And the next day, he's talking about going to Senegal for international engagement. And they are defending it, that he cannot succumb to terrorists. They can't keep him at home. In other societies in the world, what would have happened?
Yesterday, Lai Mohammed was on BBC Africa saying that he can beat his chest about the security situation in Nigeria. So, I think, and he said he doesn't go around with armored vehicles. And then this attack happened. Like, I think they were responding to that. So it's It just seems like they are now at the point where it's like we can dare you. We can challenge. They are bold enough to take on the challenge of the APC government that and someone obviously said but it's not Buhari's fault. I said, well, but Buhari claimed to be the general that I can solve this kind of stuff easily because he's a general. So
He's also he's also a politician.
well, he said he was a general. That's why he knows this kind of things. He can solve it easily. So it's part of his campaign, not my words. It's part of his words. So that was why people said he was bringing change. But I know that if you are talking about this kind of security situations, the fastest, well, not the fastest, but the best way of solving a security threat like this is by good governance. You just have to neutralize the way they come at you, which is not by giving everybody the guns, the bullets to go and be shooting on your behalf. You provide the infrastructure that the terrorists say you have not been providing. You neutralize the terrorists at their game. Terrorists say you don't bring the same. Almost every part of the country, the terrorists have the same talking points in different languages, and you're not doing anything about it. So what you do, you go buy, say, take guns, take guns, take guns, take guns. And then tomorrow, what happens to those guns? Will you say, all right, return the guns back? Will the people agree to return the guns back when you finally decide to do good governance? Who will cage the, what they call it? Who will cage the lion then? Because you create new monsters.
All right. Thank you, Ralph. Jude, let me come to you. When they slap you, you turn the other cheek, and then what happened? Are you thinking that we are getting to the point where everybody will get to the same agitation level, where they will basically throw caution into the wind?
Well, the situation in Nigeria now is so dicey, and we've gotten into that point, that breaking point that I mean, someone calling for everybody to arm themselves shouldn't be, thrown out or looked at as something that is improper or something that is not doable. I think we are at that breaking point now that it's necessary everybody arm themselves, because since we have found out that those that were saddled with responsibility of protecting us, protecting lives and properties in Nigeria, has failed abysmally, has failed woefully. We could recount that some about 3 or 4 years ago, the president's wife, in quotes, Buhari's wife, in quote, came out to say that her husband's position as a president of and as a president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been hijacked by a few men, okay? And then this woman ran out and went to Dubai to seek refuge, citing insecurity as a basic, as a major reason for doing that. It was even that, at that time, I cried out, but sometimes people like me, nobody listens to us. I said, wait a minute. So in Nigeria is not seeing anything ominous in Buhari's wife running to Dubai to stay, citing insecurity as the main reason. If Buhari's wife cannot be secured, who then can be secured? That was a big question I was asking. I was hoping that the media in Nigeria, who are all accomplices, to have asked, but nobody was asking this salient question. Those that we have entrusted, we have elected and saddled with primary responsibility of keeping us fair, have failed. The people that have hijacked the government of Nigeria from the so-called Buhari they don't have any interest in securing you and I. So any way that we can secure ourselves, if it's by obtaining our gun, if it's possible, which I hope it will be, people should go and do that. Otherwise, you'll be waiting. Every day we'll be killing you. Okay.
Good, thank you. Yeah, let's hear from other people. We're moving quick because we have several topics. Vivian, welcome to the show. Can you unmute yourself, please, Vivian? Let me try to do that. Okay, go ahead. Okay, yeah. So welcome to the show. So what is your take when you hear all these things out of Nigeria? These stories about insecurity and people getting to the point of harming themselves, especially the churches.
You know how it is when those that are supposed to secure you are not securing you, you will have no other choice other than to secure yourself. It's just like the issue of power. You know, when they are not providing the power, you will have no other option than to provide power, energy for yourself. And then, you know, also that Nigerian syndrome of depending on God for everything. And right now, it seems that God is also failing Nigeria, because when the government failed to secure the people, we all turned to God. You know, pastors were giving us hope. We find succor in the church. We became so religious because, excuse me, there was nothing the government could do for us. And now that we have seen that the church that has been promising us protection of God are also protecting themselves, we have no other option again than to resort to protecting us ourselves. Your daddy GO has been telling you that God is protecting you, God is going to do this and that, and then he moves around with security. So what do you expect an ordinary person to do? We have to, and the worst part of it is we are doing it the best way we know. And the best way we know is wrong.
All right, thank you so much. Kayode, you are driving. Are you able to talk, or should I move to somebody else? You have to unmute yourself.
It's muted. It's muted.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Kayode, go ahead.
He's still muted.
Okay.
I think you should unmute him, doctor.
I tried, I couldn't.
I think he muted himself. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Blessing, welcome to the show. Okay, Blessing is gone. All right. So we have to quickly move to another topic because I know some people in the other zone where they should be sleeping.
Can I just say something here?
Okay, go ahead.
I think when I say the season we are in, you know, in politics, politicians look for what the masses need and sell it to them. And if there is none, they create one. And me and you know, fear is one of the highest commodity. That's what you are seeing happening. They create fear, they bust everybody to the corner and do whatever they want us to do. That's what I mean by honor politics.
All right. So let's take a look, listen to this video, and then we go to the conversation on Kwankwaso.
If Peter Obi is coming to join you, it will be your running mate.
That's as long as you want to vote from the north, that's the situation, fortunately or unfortunately, today.
Is this the reason why you said Peter Obi cannot win without you?
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that any zone, no zone, even the Northwest, where I come from, which has got the biggest number of voters in this country, and they are very much willing to come out en masse, more than ever before in this country because of the realities on the ground. Before 2015 election, there was close to nothing in terms of banditry, people who are being killed, houses and properties being destroyed. It was not there. But in the last 7-8 years, we had all these issues on the ground. So certainly you will have so many people, many millions of votes are coming out of the Northwest and even in the North.
All right, we have to play a lot of these clips, but let's stop there first. It's okay, Emad is okay. What happened to the alliance, and were you surprised?
You know, some of us are aware what things that were going on. Respectfully, I think this has been laid to rest by the comments made by Doyin Okupe yesterday and the comments made by Mr. Peter Obi today. I did an elaborate response to him 2 days ago, which I think, the more I think about the statements made, one, I found it insulting. Two, it is this mentality that you are nobody, that is really upsetting. And when you think about it, and which again I believe and I thank the northern youths for actually, using the Twitter street to say this is absolute nonsense of what he has said. Because what he said is that no one from the southeast, and he didn't mince word, even beyond Peter Obi, said that no one from the southeast could be allowed or will be voted by the north. In this case, he didn't even make it specific to say northwest or Kam. He said the north, meaning the 19 northern states, as if the north are a bunch of zombies who equity and fairness means absolute nothing to, whom competence means nothing to. But there is a man in arrogantly saying that that's not going to happen. Probably he wasn't expecting the level of backlash that he got. But one thing that is very clear there, just as like Mr. Peter Obi said today, that this, what he said, is the reason why Nigeria is in a mess. In the words of Yemi Osibanjo, I would say that is the reason why we are where we are.
Okay. All right. Obi, I'm not coming to you first. Let me, I think I've...
Dr. Rudy,
yeah.
I think we should thank Ovie for not putting Kwankwaso's picture today. I noticed that. I came on this show for him. I noticed that, but go on.
All right. So, and let me, Kaide, are you still? Who wants to do? Did you hold on? Okay, let me see.
Hello.
Kaide, yeah, Kaide, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sirs.
Yeah, go ahead, Kaide.
Yeah, what I just want to say is, I want to pass my comment on security issues.
Okay.
And my possible suggestions toward eradicating or at least minimizing the problem. First and foremost, the security situation in Nigeria has become a multidimensional one, and it has become a complex one. And at times, complex problem requires some foundational or local solutions. Because I've been listening since I left office. I've been driving since, but I was touched, or I'm always touched each time security issues in Nigeria comes up. Because even though some of us on this show are no longer living in Nigeria, we still have our lives in the sense that our families and dependents are back there. And that is why we cannot shy away from anything that we can do in order to arrest the situation or at least contribute our own quota towards bringing solutions to this security threat. First and foremost, we need to look if there is a way Nigerian government, assuming they are serious and they know that they are sitting on a keg of gunpowder, one of the reasons or one of the solutions that they need to explore is foreign aid. Foreign aid in terms of foreign military intervention. I remember, was it not about 4 or 5 years ago when there was this problem? I think during the first tenure of Buhari, I learned some people suggested maybe in the House, in the Senate, that they should call for foreign intervention. But I learned these people became, they were limited, or they came around and they had to leave out of frustration because there was a kind of people that leaked the secret of their operation which they wanted to carry out. But I believe if they call for this again and having learned from that mistake of the first time, they can do something that will make them to come in full force and do something. That is one on the foreign aid. Secondly, on the local space, everybody needs to start doing a kind of thorough search of his immediate environment. A Yoruba profile will say, if the death from the inside does not kill you, the one from the outside will not kill you. What am I trying to say, sirs? There are people that are also causing or adding more to the security issues or problems from our different local communities. And if we can get it from the local community, this can blossom into national, and we can get this problem a little bit or to a large extent solved.
Okay, I have to stop you there. Let's I'll get back to you again. Let's continue the conversation on,
all right, no problem,
on Kwankwaso and the alliance. Okay, Ovie. Actually, I want to play more of that Kwankwaso because I think he was sounding like you in several places. We don't have enough time to look into several things he said. But let's see if we can hear a little bit more of Kwankwaso talking about why he took the decision. Okay.
A particular section that is concerned, because people are worried. People are angry with the situation on the ground. And therefore, people are willing to come and vote. We have seen a situation where we have a lot of mobilization from a particular zone or zones of this country. And as that action is taking place, there are also a reaction from all parts of this country, especially from the north. People, the young men and women are registering themselves even in the north. And I'm sure they will continue to do that, especially with the increase in terms of number, in terms of days that were given by.
Okay, let's stop him there. He tried to argue that there were insecurity in the country, especially in the last 8 years. So the solution is that northern people are interested in voting in larger numbers to vote for another northern person to solve the problem that the last northern person has not been able to solve in the last. Is that the argument your team is making out there?
I mean, this is politics at its finest. You know, I've been saying it that come 2023, identity politics is going to have the final say. If you look at what transpired within the couple of days, Kwankwaso came and put it blank to them that we are offering opportunity to the South to be on the table. The following day, Buba Galadima came on there and put a historical context to it. Went back to how things were as this democracy we are practicing start, how the Saudis have been, been left out of the equation. 2 days later, which about I think yesterday, what's his name? Mandi Shehu came on air again and expanded that. What you are seeing here, even though it's a fact that the other political party have actually yanked them, and it's deliberate, he said it. But what you should pay attention to is how the reaction from the other side. Peter Obi come and say his own, and Okube. But the truth still remains that this did not just start today. Those who are serious of actually taking power, they start preparing the next day, the incumbent president take over power. That means since 2015 that Buhari took over power, those who really want to take over power started the next day. But how did my friends from the Saudis play it? They started from 2015 saying that Buhari is a dead man, is a dead man from Sudan. Ability for them not to be able to differentiate APC as a party led by Mohamed Buhari from the entire North, it's what is playing out here. They spent the last 7 years hammering that area.
Okay, okay, Obi, hold on. Let me stop you. I know I've not been intervening in these conversations in a way. You said now that that the people in the Southwest could not differentiate between Buhari and the North, and that you're doing the same thing that the people challenged you about last time. You didn't differentiate that it's not everybody in the Southeast that is doing whatever they're saying.
I know it's not everybody, but it doesn't matter. It's how you able to paint your narrative. It is politics that is at play here.
No, Ovie, you're mixing things. This is where we have the danger of generalization. I cannot sit down here and listen to you say that the South is. Listen, if somebody, one man, says that Buhari is Jubilee, Igbo is over 30 million people. I mean, sometimes it's insane to actually what one person says, and it's just like just like Kwankwaso. When I respond to Kwankwaso, not the people of the north and not the people of Kano. Just like what Reno Omokri wanted to do today, trying to turn what Peter said and trying to say, oh, that Peter in his response, where he said that the reason why we are where we are, I see, has taken over my mouth. The reason why we are in the mess is very simple. Because we've been hiring Peter said drivers. I said we've been hiring 911 drivers, that is trailer drivers, to fly our aeroplane. We saw that in the judiciary. Now, when it comes to technicalities, and they start driving aeroplane, because we have not been doing the right thing. If Reno wanting to turn that table is now saying that that is an insult to the people of Kano, to the 5.5 million people in Kano, and I think, how does that? It doesn't make sense, and that's the same thing you're trying to do here. Please.
No, Mazi.
The issue.
Mazi, it is too late. It
is
too late. Let me finish my point.
Hold on. It is also political naivety. Maybe if you don't know, let me lecture you. Sorry. If you don't know, I lecture you. It is also political naivety to say, oh, Igbos started this election. Do you know when Peter Obi started preparing for this presidential election? If you don't know, I tell you. Do you know when he started? No. You think he just, it is by accident that he's where he is today. This is something that is over 10 years old. That, you see, don't worry, we still have 8 months to go.
Mazi, when I said it's too late, even Doyin Okupe was asked, where is Obi structure? Who are his constituency? Do you know what he said? He said the 5 states in the East. When we are saying Obi should have surrogate that speak for him, as a politician, when you come on air, you say anything you said, it's going to be used against you. You understand? So when I'm saying, when I said it's too late,
let me flip that question. What structure does NNPP have? Which states?
Can you allow me make my point?
Okay, I will have to stop two of you.
When I said it's too late, right? When I said it's too late, where is this energy? Listen, where is this energy when the group led by Nnamdi Kanu calling the Nigerian state a zoo? Where is this energy? You understand? Coming from
where is this? Where is this energy when terrorists can go?
Okay.
Hold on, please. No, sorry, I can't take this. I can't sit down here. Where is this energy? Why is the North not crying foul when terrorists are bombing the presidential convoy? Where is this energy when those from a particular region have just basically gone yesterday night and released? Do you know what 600 inmates? Do you know what?
Mazi, do you hear what I said? What I was trying to clarify, power. Okay. I said politicians look for what the masses want and sell it to them.
Okay, hold on.
And if there's none, they will create one. Everything that is happening. So in politics, nothing happening spontaneously.
Okay,
nothing happens spontaneously in politics. You should know that.
Okay. Thank you, Ovie. Thank you. Let's hear other people because.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Judah.
The fact it's sad to say the fact that it's like you have an internal hatred about the Igbos, but that's okay. And the fact that you continue to go back to
I'm not running for president.
The fact that you continue to go back to this issue of Nnamdi calling Nigeria a zoo.
Yes.
Now,
because I'm in Nigeria.
Hold on. Calling Nigeria a zoo is not as bad as what is happening in Nigeria today, where terrorists are left to do whatever they want at any time they want it, in a glaring view of those that are supposed to protect us. It's not as worse as that. It's not as worse as many terrorists taking over many parts of the northern state that people of the north, indigenous citizens of Nigeria, are paying taxes to terrorists today. They can't go to their farm to farm without having to get clearance through taxes. And we say we have a government. Which country operates like that other than a zoo? Nigeria is a zoo, whether you like it or not.
Okay,
Okay, Nigeria can never happen in any part of the world. Okay, if that is making you angry, well, that is your own cup of tea.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, Joe, thank you. Joe, thank you. Let me hear from Bassi. When Bassi,
okay, all right. So, when I heard, am I frozen? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so
go ahead.
I was waiting for Kwankwaso to fire Galadima after his performance on Arise, and that did not come. And then the second guy doubled down. Ovie, this is what the guys were saying. We are offering this carrot to you, and this is the best you can have, because no Northerner will vote a Southeasterner. So we want Kwankwaso to go, because if he waits another 8 years, he will become an old man like Buhari, and the young people will not want to vote him. So what guarantees that the North, if they can't vote a Southerner this time, that in 8 years they'll vote for a Southerner over here? I mean, it is a scam. We are waiting for our saving grace. And I've said this before. I'm a realist enough to know that Peter Obi may not win this time, but he started a movement. If he keeps to it, he will eventually win. But right now, it's looking like he's going to, because he has asked a question of Nigerians. Show me that market where things are sold cheaper for Muslims. Let me go, buy. Show me that gas station where gas are sold cheaply for Muslims. Let me go and buy. If religion is that important to you, Nigeria is becoming a failed state, and our saving grace is Peter Obi. Just let me veer into Atiku for a second, Rudy. Atiku is a failure, and now I understand why he has not been able to win the presidential ticket. The presidency in Nigeria, because he's a bad manager of his own success. I was saying it that he should have courted Wike first day, second day after the nomination, and his people were saying, no, you don't know what is going on behind. You don't know what is going on behind. Until Autumn came on air and said that Wike was not contacted. That man, he won that nomination narrowly, and he's behaving like somebody who won the nomination by 90% or more. And that was, if Peter fails, everything else fails. That was the opposition we were looking to take over the power from APC, and now we know that organization is also nonsense. Unfortunately,
all right, Wembasi, thank you. Paul, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, the question is, what happens to the third force with Kwankwaso and Peter Obi alliance? The idea that they would have come together to maybe try to stop PDP and APC. What happens now?
Well, I think the third force now is the new politics that we're playing now. It looked like we even left the national politics and we're playing third force politics right now. And that can be so funny and barbaric. But I won't tell you lie. Some of you guys understand me when it comes to Peter Obi. I'm not a strong follower of Peter Obi. I always like to ask questions. But from where Peter Obi is going, I think Peter Obi is winning me by the day. And I'm not quite happy with the three people that really represent Kwankwaso, the two of them plus Kwankwaso himself. I'm not really pleased with the interviews from Arise TV and channels. I think is taking us to dark age, and because playing this regional politics and everything, we are not there and we can't be there. We understand the US, Hillary Clinton and Trump, they are from New York and they contest. But America don't have those kind of multi-ethnic, lingual, and tribes and tongues. It's completely different. So I'm not really happy. And Peter Obi blew me away today when I watched his interview. I was really, really happy with him. I am convinced with him very well, and that's all I can say. Then also I want to say something about Ovie. When Ovie talk about the East, they didn't prepare on time from what Buba Galadima said and everything. I want to disagree because 2007, every one of us knowing fully well that Peter Obi will run for, Peter Odili will run for PDP. And then somewhere along the line, they changed. They brought Yaradua. They brought Yaradua when he was seriously sick. He even fell. They rushed him to Germany. And the like. So you can't really tell me that they didn't really have much time, but they rally around for him and he win. The same thing, I'm seeing that same force with Peter Obi. For me, if I would say as at this extent, the only way they can rig Obi right now, it is the PVC. And these guys that are doing these registrations now may likely not see their voters card and everything. If not, Obi is a force to reckon with, and it's a panic along the line. So, but Kwankwaso is just representing the northern thing, not playing the politics like people said. He's a good man. He won the interest of Nigeria. No, he's playing to the interest and the yearnings and aspiration of the North.
All right.
Now, that's what I see. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's listen to this and then we'll come back.
Here, basing issues on its religion, its ethnicity, is my turn. We want to remove all this.
Okay.
I want it to be turn of Nigerians.
Okay.
Turn of the Nigerian children, turn of Nigerian youth to take back their country, and I'll help them to rebuild it. All
right. That was part of Peter Obi's interview today. Let me come to you, Ralph. What are your feelings about all this in terms of what happens now? Because one of them, I mean, they have to challenge the two major parties, and if they don't have a strong reach within all the regions, it will be a lot difficult. In fact, Kwankwaso even acknowledged that with Peter Obi, he will do better. Peter Obi will join him as vice president, and now without him, I wonder what he thinks. But anyway, what's your take, Ralph?
I think you answered part of my question there, because was it 2 weeks ago we had the person who, sorry Ovie, but the person who actually is the real NNPP person that came here and predicted Kwankwaso going to behave like this. Ovie wasn't here that day, and he literally predicted Kwankwaso going to behave like this, that he knows Kwankwaso to the T, and Kwankwaso literally did what he said Kwankwaso we do. And he said it after recording. Let me be clear. And Kwankwaso did what he said Kwankwaso we do. He's in Canada, and so I'm not surprised that Kwankwaso did all this. And I'm not surprised that this is happening. I believe there will still be more moving of the chairs on the board. But right now, it's still Obi is causing a lot of people to shake. You're seeing a lot of you're seeing the so-called favorites. You're seeing them shaking, because if you are confident that you have everything in your house, you have power.
His head against the wall.
Who's that?
I'm not sure who, but go ahead. I'll find out who.
Yeah, but if you have everything in your order, you have all the PVC secured, you have the security securing everything for you, then you wouldn't even listen to Peter Obi. But it's funny when Kwankwaso talks about the whole Northwest in his backyard, everything supporting him. He has everything in his favor. And then I keep seeing a whole bunch of Northern youths talking about Peter Obi with excitement. I see people from Northeast, Northwest, Middle Belt. And I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Did they fall out of the moon? Did they jump out of River Niger? But you people who are pro-North, you keep sounding like this is jihad time or something like it's only us. We are the masters. You must obey us. Okay, time will tell if you know, because I don't think you are winning people. You people accuse Peter Obi supporters of everything on earth, and then every time I go and check, I see something different, and then I see the people making accusations against the same Peter Obi, and he answers all the questions. I don't see Tinubu answering the questions. I don't see Atiku answering the questions. I don't see Kwankwaso answering the questions. But it's funny that it's the man that everybody is throwing all the attacks at, all the Southeast, everybody is attacking. That's answering the questions. So why people in the North supporting him? It's just weird. But
all right, thank you. Vivian, go ahead. Vivian, go ahead. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, hold on, Vivian. Let me try. Okay, go ahead, Vivian.
I want to say something about we cannot agree to be a running mate to Atiku, whether he was asked or not. And then Kwankwaso also not agreeing to work with Peter Obi, except Peter Obi decides to work with him. You know, usually people will attribute these characteristics to the Igbos. Igbos they all want to come out all at the same time. Nobody wants to work with the others or with the other. Now we see people from other, ethnicities doing this. It makes me believe that this is a human thing and not just about the Igbos. And then another thing, the power of the social media, it's something we cannot trivialize. Look at what happened when Wike was humiliated at that primaries. Everybody knew that the best thing for him to do was to go along with Atiku, but you remembered how the video he made suddenly surfaced, where he was saying, I can never in this my life be a vice. I cannot consider. I cannot even dream it. You people saw all that video. So they ask you a question. The people will ask you a question, and also force response. Tell you what to respond. They know that the closest thing that was going to happen was Atiku getting getting to work together with Wike, and then they brought out that video. Now and again, it happened with Peter and Kwankwaso. Everybody was expecting, or we were all expecting, that the best thing to happen would be for Kwankwaso to come and work with Peter Obi, and then somebody came out from the blues and started saying they know Kwankwaso, he will not condescend to and it happened. So what are we talking about? Politics is a very dirty game, and I'm happy that Peter Obi is being careful with his political statements, because he knows that he will be quoted. He's learning from the mistakes of the others, and so he's trying to be very smart, and that is what makes him different.
All right, thank you, Vivian. Let me see. I'll come to you, Okija and Ejikeme. Let me go back to Mazes. Okay, I'm worried about people who might go leave us very soon. So what happens now, Mazes? Okay, what happens now with the Peter's campaign? Sorry, you're muted. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is it. Sadly so, because the issue is that what Nigerians don't know is that if you go back and watch Doyo Okukwe, please go back. He spoke a lot with so few words. Peter is a peacemaker. Many of us knew when this thing, listen, I cannot just, Doyo Okukwe said something that many Nigeria probably didn't pay attention to. He said, when these negotiations started, the question was, if you had a president...
Oh, no, I can't hear him.
Oh, okay, we can hear him. I can hear him. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe someone is using a Chinese phone, but that's... you know, when this negotiation started, you see where a man, or, you know, people sat on a table and they were thinking, how best can we do this? Considering that President Muhammadu Buhari is from the northwest and Kwankwaso from the northwest. By the way, Kwankwaso didn't win the last election. APC knocked him in coma. That is a statement of fact. So if you get all these things and suddenly a man tells you no, it means nothing, that means, you know, you have basically destroyed the first basis of negotiation, because it means your point of view is rigid. Secondly, there were some requests that personally to me they were so outrageous and scandalous. I wouldn't say what those requests are, you know, or rather were. You know, for me, that I can sit down here and tell you that is finito. The way the Italians say it is finished. There is no way. There is nothing. There is no more thing to do there.
Maz, I need you to address this. There's a part of the video I can't play it.
Even you too, I can hardly hear you. So I
you
don't know why.
Hear me. Other people, Paul, can you hear me?
I can hear him very clear.
Okay. Okay. So, Vie, you have to talk to Pantami. Something is.
Yeah, talk to Pantami.
now,
they are obviously tapping his.
Maz, the question I want to ask you: there's one aspect of the Kwankwaso's interview where he said something. He said that the reason why the North will not vote for someone from the Southeast is essentially because of IPOB.
Yes, he said it, and that's something that, again, you see. You know.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I have to mute a few people.
Yeah, you know, it's something that I run away from discussing. You know why? Because you cannot go into it without sounding like an ethnic jingoist, because that's what he's pushing us to. How can a man tell me that the reason why you don't want nobody from the North would vote you because you're from the Southeast is because there is insecurity in your region? Then I ask, according to StatiSense, go to Twitter, is there. If you look at the SAB report, in the HDI index, that is Human Development Index, the 10 bottom states are all northern states without exception. In the 10 top states, southeastern states leads by 4 states with the exception of Ebonyi. If it comes to insecurity, in the first 4 months of this year, that is January to April, 1,908 people were kidnapped in the North. If you want to break it down, 71 people in the Southeast. In the Northwest, 768 people. Now, if data is anything to go by, I don't deal with emotions, I deal with data. So if data is anything to go by, who amongst these people should you be considering to lead the nation? If data is anything to go by, again, to what Buba Galadima said, to what Kwankwaso said, if you, because of what IPOB is doing, which is a call that they are saying to you, listen to us. Yes, there is insecurity, but again, to yesternight, is those that you don't want to vote, were they the ones that attacked the presidential fleet? Those that you are thinking and you think you are afraid of them, were they the ones that went into Kuje and released 600 Nigerians? Maybe the numbers are no longer meaning anything. 600. You know how many luxurious buses you need to cater away 600 human beings? And here, because you have what I call storm in a teacup, and somebody's, because of that, we will never vote you. Yes, IPOB actually went to, they are doing what they are doing in Boronoba. The whole of the destruction in the Northeast, that is done by IPOB. Even the president himself said something, and very critical. He says, in my place of Northwest, that he cannot understand. That the same people, they speak the same language, they have the same culture, but they kill themselves.
All right, thank you, Mazi. Before I know, Judah will come to you, but let's hear from people that joined us. They've not had the opportunity. Ejikeme, welcome to the show.
Good evening or good afternoon. I know you're in the US.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Hello, Mazi.
Yeah.
Is okay.
Thank you for joining us. So, what's your take on what we're discussing, the alliance and the chances of the third force?
Well, what Kwankwaso and Galadima and is it Madi said yesterday, it didn't quite come to me as a surprise, but what surprised me was how low they could go and how much no follow-up questions were asked them. You know, when they stigmatize a whole region, cast aspersions to Igbos, to a major ethnic group in Nigeria, so-called, the individuals who were saying these things were given a platform to spew such nonsense on national TV, and they weren't really cautioned. I remember when a certain guy was talking about some APGA issues, and Ruben Abati would tell him, "Oh, would you indemnify me, our studio, for what you're saying?" You know, they were not seeking indemnity; they were just letting them rape at, Southeast like they are whipping boys and kind of flogging a dead dog. But the crazy thing about Kwankwaso's logic about Obi is this: he's telling him, you can't be president because the North will not trust you. Once they see you at the top of the ticket, they're not going to vote. Is he saying he doesn't have any electoral value in the North, Kwankwaso? That's what he's saying. They don't value me. Even if they see me on the ticket, they're not going to vote. It's kind of it's defeating his own argument. Like he's saying he's irrelevant. My people are not going to vote if I'm your running mate. Then the other crazy thing he said is that the Southeasterners are not strategic, that the Southwesterners are strategic. That's how Tinubu got on the ticket. But he's also revealing something, that they're going to do a mwazu on Tinubu. And he was lining himself up to perhaps do a mwazu on Obi, excuse me, if eventually that negotiation got to the point where he said, okay, I'll be your VP. So it's a good thing the whole thing collapsed. Abati, excuse me, pardon me.
All right, let's come back to you again. We'll come back to you, Ejikeme. We'll come back to you. Let me hear from Okija. Okija and Okija, welcome to the show. Okija, can you unmute yourself? Okay, good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. I don't know where do you want me to start?
Start with Peter Obi behind you, so you can start with that.
In 1990, 2011 election, I believe so. I worked for CPC. I worked for Buhari, and I considered him a good candidate. But I'm sorry to say that I've started saying it a couple of years ago, that Buhari is the worst. Apart from the civil war, Buhari is the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. He has failed woefully. I don't know. There is nothing, no way to quantify that. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. I don't know. Somehow I was so happy, when I heard that the whatever collapsed, because I couldn't believe my ears when I was listening to Galadima, the Mahdi, and Kwankwaso himself. They were spewing so much lies and business. I was like, is this Nigeria? I thought, we've gone, past some of these things. And on national TV, and Galadima was just, so many lies and fabricating things that, Eastern people, they ganged up against Peter Odele, and wrote petition against him, and then that was and then he started that even 1979 or so. Excuse me. 1979 that Shagari came to Hueme, asked him to be the the president so he could be the vice president or something like that, and Igbo said no, bam 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 bam. I mean, national TV and the people who interviewed him, they were not questioning him. When did this happen? I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, if not because of my friends and my family and friends who are in Nigeria, I mean, before this, Peter Obi came out, I gave up on Nigeria. I never discussed Nigeria. I was like, because we fought the war, we fought the internet war in the Rudolph with you and some other guys in the late 1990s. We fought the war, tried to change Nigeria. We had we had an organization. We floated an organization. We went to Atlanta. But I mean, then because of Peter Obi, I said, okay, maybe there is hope. And then people are just putting so much negative things talking about, and Igbo man will not just flex. Igbo man will not do anything. They will say, oh, because you are making noise because of it. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes I feel like let's just break this country, to be honest, because I'm tired. You see somebody see a good thing, you quarrel because are you jealous, or just because you hate the Igbo? I mean, I just don't understand.
Right.
If there is anything wrong with Peter Obi, let's see if there is anything wrong with him. Just people just find the issue. I don't know, to be honest with you. But before this show started, actually, I was listening to one video. Professor Soludo, governor of Anambra State, he said that since February they haven't gotten allocation.
No money to share.
Oil allocation. That the money being distributed, money from tax and from port. They have not gotten allocation, oil allocation. NIPs, they have not been remitting money. So that by Nigeria, and Peter Obi keeps saying it, and they don't pay attention. Nigeria owing about 90% of the debt. Nigeria will default on debt. Every money made, they spend over 90% paying off debt. No one wants to hear that one. It's just people talking nonsense about Igbo people will not vote for you. Again, before this show, also I saw a video on YouTube. Even Adamawa, one TV station, just a YouTube TV station, they went to Adamawa and asked people who they would vote for. In Adamawa, in where they went to, I mean, it could not be maybe just a representation of where they went to. Peter Obi won Atiku in Adamawa State. So I mean, people are seeing, not even in the north, people are seeing the potentials in the man. That good things the man is promising. He's anticipated what he did. I had some question about him, like local government election. I've said it that before, because I went to Nigeria. I wanted to run for local government, chairman for local government council post. Peter Obi didn't have the election. I heard it against him, but today he explained what happened. That there was a court. Yeah, I knew there was a court, but I didn't know that they took that long. So,
all right.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, yeah, I'll come back to you. Let's hear from other people. Njoku, welcome to the show. Njoku, can you hear me? All right. When I call your name, please try to unmute yourself. Sometimes I can't unmute you from
Can I finish up my comment?
Who is speaking? Oh, Ejikeme, I'll come back to you. Let's just stay on Njoku. Okay. I'll come back to you. Okay. Go ahead, Njoku.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Rudolph. Thank you guys for what you're doing. Ejikeme, thank you very much. I know in Ginger Media, I've been following you for a long time. I know the effort you put in to get to where we are today. People may not understand it. However, what people need to understand is what Kwankwaso is saying, as somebody that lived in the north and whose dad was a police officer, I understand where he's coming from. In war, we say whoever wins the war, write the history. In Nigerian government palace, they won the Biafran war, they will write the history the way they feel. Whatever you're seeing these people speaking out, anybody above the age of 50 to 75 will always tell you negative things about the Igbos, because when they during the Biafran war at the age of 13, 14, they've been brainwashed to believe that the Igbos were the cause of the war. Nobody goes to tell you what caused the war, how the Aburi Accord was renegated on, why it was renegated. Nobody wants to hear even that. Even in the history books, nobody even wants you to even know that Ojukwu was more senior, the next senior general after, they will not give you those details. So most people coming here spewing rubbish, including Kwankwaso and the rest of them, they know the fact. And in every organization, you're only as good as the least competent person in your organization. And Nigeria is not immune from that. We are as good as the least competent people who are the northerners as a group. If you like, be the smartest person in class. When the dullest person in class keep repeating the same question 20 or 30 times, he will hold you people back until he understands it before he can move to the next topic. And that is what is happening to Nigeria. So you either go back and fix that person that is dragging you back, or you pretend that you're faster than the person. When you get to chapter 9, you tell you, okay, I forgot what he said in chapter 1. Can you please repeat again? While you're calculating how you're going to prepare for exam. And that was what's happening to Nigeria. There is nowhere in the world that people progress where the most competent people don't take leadership. It's only in Nigeria. You go to any ministry now, you see the person that is looking for work with a PhD. Why the person that is chairman or head of the ministry doesn't even know his left from his right?
All right.
On top of that, they'll bully you. So when it comes to Peter Obi, with regards to Peter Obi, what he's doing is right. I'm happy that he did not contest in PDP. He left before the election. Because if he had left after the election, the momentum he's getting now will not be what it is. Because people will say, oh, it's because he lost. That's why he went to where he is. Secondly, this idea of somebody being his running mate, the Northerners will not give him a running mate. The best place for people to get a running mate would be somebody very young, somebody below the age of 40 that understand that Nigeria has to move forward. If it is all these old cargoes you people are looking for as a running mate, you're wasting your time, because they have been brainwashed to believe they have the right to rule. You cannot rule over them, even though they are less competent. And they've proven it over the years.
All right, Njoko, thank you. We'll come back to you. Ejike, may finish your thoughts. We talk about running mates because that's now the next thing, because on 15th of this month, that will be the deadline for them to pick their final actual running mates. So Ejike, may finish your thought.
Yeah, I think the last thing I was going to say is Obi's interview this morning on Arise. He did a stellar job, and he avoided going identity politics. You know, he took the high ground, and he really answered the questions very well. And I give him kudos for that, for not being drawn into, you know, the pits where they're coming from. On the issue of running mates as well, I think they've made up their mind. My speculation is, I think he's decided on that. When they mentioned his name, he said, "I hope he's the one." I think if he is hoping he's the one, then he should pick his running mate. And I think they've let him do that, but the announcement will come officially. He doesn't want to do that on Arise. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you. Jude, you have something? I'm coming to you, Vijay. Jude, do you have something to say? I think you go ahead.
What I want to say is, I think I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is the guy that said he has picked for his running mate, and it's not. So
okay, let's hear from the horse's mouth.
It just
yeah, in the guy.
Anyway, so
right?
I'm still talking. I want to say the issue of making reference to the so-called insecurity situation happening in the East, and even somebody going as far as citing it as one of the reasons why they don't want an Igbo man to be a president is very absurd, because we all should recall that up until the time Nnamdi was kidnapped by the Nigerian government, okay, in collaboration with the Igbo politicians, up until that happened, the Igbo region has been one of the most, if not the most peaceful region in the entire Nigeria. If anybody want to dispute that, he can go ahead and dispute it. But that is a fact, okay? It was with the kidnapping of Nnamdi by, the Nigerian government that all this insecurity started. And this insecurity is being orchestrated by the same system that is accusing the Igbos as being unsecured. Okay, the situation is like giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it. That is the situation.
Okay,
now,
okay.
For what this Kwankwaso said, initially I didn't really want to talk about it because to me it's such a sad situation that every time it makes people like me to want to believe that there is just no way we are going, continuing to call this country one Nigeria. It's just not workable. It's
Okay,
just,
Jude.
we're all deceiving ourselves.
Okay, Jude, thank you. Thank you. Max is okay. Vice presidential candidate now. They have until July. Do you have an idea now who Peter Obi will pick? And will it come from the north? Please unmute yourself. I cannot unmute you here.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the likelihood that the individual that will be picked will come from the north, and the likelihood that it's going to be a Muslim is there. And that's again, because you cannot criticize others for equity and fairness. Then you go back and do the same. It's just like when you say, I don't want a Muslim ticket, then you go ahead and do Christian ticket. This is not a ping pong game. But there is one thing I can tell us, in as much as there is great discussion happening in-house as to who that person will be. One thing that is very clear and very certain is it is going to be someone that is going to excite Nigerians. Somebody of immense and sharp intellect, young, vibrant, that when the individual speaks, even, it's not, some of you in the diaspora, when you come to your place of abode newly, you say something, they say, pardon. That means they don't understand you. But this person is going to be a person.
It still happens.
Yeah?
It still happens.
Because you haven't left to know. You're still in the know. Anyway, but this person in question is going to be a sharpshooter, someone that, just hold your this.
Can you let us a little into the idea of who the person? Can you mention?
No, I can't. I mean, if Peter cannot say that himself, why would you expect me to?
Right.
But I don't even know. But there is a criteria, but I don't know. But certain it's not me.
All right, very, very, very good. Ovie, Kwankwaso said in that video that he is open to considering people from the east. He mentioned they asked him about Kingsley, and he mentioned Kingsley. Who will Kwankwaso now pick, and what are the chances that he will get a good candidate out of the east that will, make him become the next president?
All right, let me clarify something. I'm not naive enough to know that people like you, Randolph, or Mazi and the rest did not end up buying to what IPOB is trying to do, preaching, or you calling Nigeria. So I'm not naive to that. No, it can't be everybody. But the game I play here is the game of elite. It's an elite game. We don't count much. When I mean we the masses. Come on, what do you want? I'm coming. Give me a minute.
The Peking no say they go where they go. Just tell us what you want here.
It's a game of elites. Why do I say that? When Obi sent Obasanjo, or Obasanjo go on behalf of Obi to the north, he did not go to the Talakawas. He went to the elite to negotiate for this MVP that we are talking about. Jude was trying to show a picture of the guy, the base university guy. When I say, let me not say Obi now or the obedience, when I say they don't understand politics, is that they spend so much time saying that Ahmed Baba is from Eritrea. They don't know that the base man is Ahmed Baba younger brother. They don't know that. In the game of politics, this party politics, there are two currencies. One, currency of votes, which now only me and that's the only thing me and you can afford, can give to the the politician. Then there's a game of currency. Money buys everything or anything you think of. So when you say these people, they're pushing out this narrative, is to actually, again, if you believe that Kwankwaso group did not know that Obi will not fall in line for the vice presidency 2 or 3 weeks before now, then you are 6 months behind the game that play. They are bossing him to a corner to make it very difficult for him to even get the reasonable northern to be his vice president. It's a game, so it's not about me. I can't change anything. I can't just like you.
Okay. So now, what is his own chances? Because he
what is his own chances?
He wants to be president. Who is he going to pick from the east?
I know I said it here before that this game, if it's going to go forward, we're going to have second round. In the east, they also come there just like I cannot let cat out of the now. Let's be honest, but women are also being screened. Opposition political party guys are being screened, but they are looking for an economist. Kwankwaso already have the foreign affairs experience. He was a diplomat. He has experience with the military. We are looking for somebody, an economy to think. That's that's why they are considering Obi before. So it is not that they just found that, oh, it's not going to work. No, that would be too naive of them to do. But they have to play along because as we speak, I'm not always give it to Obi. For him to stay with the mainstream media up to today, even after knowing office for over 10 years, I give it to him. So everybody is tapping to that. So that was what they are dragging. It's not that they don't know. It's a game. It has nothing to do with emotion. It's bigger than me and you. Nothing me and you will do. Now men get this game. So Obasanjo did not go there to talk to the Talakawas. That's to tell you something. At that time, when that day reach, text message go out. That's why when people are saying structure, we'll be saying that Nigerians being structured. You are preaching to the wrong choir. How many are these Nigerians? I mean, Nigeria, I'm not hungry. I'm hungry with the situation of things, but it's about Kwankwaso. So people are there who are hungry with the situation of things. They are supporting Bola Tinubu. People are hungry for Nigeria supporting Atiku. So who are these Nigerians that you are talking about? But on that day, they will send text message out to the Kwankwaso. This is a movement that has been going on for over 20 years. They know that they are well documented. So when I talk here, if you like, come at me. Yeah, nothing to change. I just say what I've learned, what I know about this. It's a power game. In the game of power, me and you know counts. Okay. Whether you like it or not. So Obi is preaching to the wrong choir, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, Obi, thank you.
Some people are.
Rudy, let me talk and then I leave. You take a break.
Okay, I beg. After John, I need to leave too, so maybe I will talk.
Okay, all right.
Some people are donating Okezie to you guys.
Yeah. Okay. I know people that want to leave, but Blessing has been coming in. She's joining us from Nigeria. I always want to hear from people who are home.
That's okay.
So Blessing, after Blessing, I'll get to these guys. Okay, Blessing, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Good morning.
You are in Enugu, and I'm sure you saw the news about what happened to the president's convoy. He wasn't there, advanced team, and what happened to the prison, and of course the discussion about P2P. What are you hearing now? What are people at home talking about? Do they care?
Honestly, they're wishing he was in the convoy.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And then about the Kuje attack, I know many of us the sentiment is not new. Everybody is saying the same thing. Oh, okay, almost everybody. It has to be. I went on Twitter and the videos of Malafia Obadiah was circulating again. Already people are forming a lot of conspiracy theories about it, and you cannot blame them. I have a relative that works with the prison services. Some months ago, we had a discussion. I don't know what brought about the discussion, and I was asking her, I was intrigued, asked her how often they had prison breaks. She said very, very, very rare. I said, why? She said, because to be able to break into a typical Nigerian prison from medium security to high security to maximum security, you need to have somebody or people from the inside. And getting people from the inside is not always so easy because they will always be found out. The missing link will always be noticed. Somebody will rat on somebody will say something, it always gets out. So People are saying the same thing, that Kuje was an insider outsider collaboration. And the fact that 64, is it 64 that I saw, 64 Boko Haram members were released, now that is scary. That is scary. Already, traveling on the roads scares people. Traveling by train scares people. And you're telling people that 64 members of the Boko Haram were able to escape from Kuje.
Some said
That
it's
is
150.
the numbers are conflicting,
Yeah,
but
I read
it is
something that says 150.
it is scary to know that people that have been killing and maiming people that we thought, okay, they have finally been incarcerated, at least the number have reduced. And you are telling people that these people are back on the street. That is scary.
All right.
And then for
But blessing, it's not new now. I mean, there's so many,
it's
more
not
than
new, but we are not
40,000
yet, we
40,000
are not
repentant ones are there
completely,
out
we
there
are
in the
we
public.
I sorry, we are not, we've not gotten to that point, and I'm hoping we don't get to that point where we become so sensitized that we don't feel these things anymore. I'm actually happy that when these things happen, people react. Yes, it will be scary for these things to happen, and we take it in our stride. So it gives me joy that when these things happen, there's a public outburst. I don't care what the reaction is. I just want people to react.
Now,
The
But,
next thing
but
hold on, Joe. Hold on,
why
Joe.
why have Nigerians not been reacting with the so-called repentant
they
Boko
have
Haram terrorists that
reacting, they have been reacting.
Okay,
I don't
because
know
I
what
haven't really
Nigerians you're
seen them
talking about,
react.
but
But
Nigerians have been
I
reacting.
expect Nigerians to be on the streets to
They,
speak
okay,
against
so
that.
that they will shoot at them. Let me tell you
Oh,
something.
shoot at you. You are not serious.
You I would not, I do not want to go back to, I do not want to go back down memory lane because it triggers a lot of memories. I was part of the NSAS protest. Fortunately for us here in
But how
Enugu, it
many
wasn't
people
that.
are there when they say there is
Excuse me,
protest?
please. Excuse me, please.
Let her speak, please. Jude.
Excuse me, please. You do not beat a child and tell the child not to cry. And you do not get to beat a child and determine how long the child cries or how they should cry. For you to say that Nigerians do not react or do not react enough is a tad bit insensitive. Yes, I said it. It is tad is in short not a tad bit. It is very insensitive.
Very, very.
What would you have Nigerians do? What would you have them do? Please tell me, what would you have them do? Go on the street? They went on the street in 2020, and what did your CNC do?
Are you asking
Orders
me?
were given. People, no, yes, I'm asking you actually. You said
Can
they
I
do not
answer
react,
that?
and I'm
Can I answer
okay.
that?
Yeah, please tell me.
Okay, go ahead, Jude.
Okay, the answer is this. When they say there is a protest, right? I live in that Nigeria. We know during our time, during student union time, when students come outside to protest, we know how many hundreds of thousands of students comes out to protest. But here, when they say there is a protest, only few people comes out, and Nigerian leaders, they already know how
Mr.
to.
Jude, did you follow the NSAS protest?
My dear,
Because I was part of it.
Okay, let me not use this. Let me not say this in
I
the
was
open.
part of it, and
Listen,
and the
I
protest was
followed
in
everything
thousands.
about the protest. How many
You
were
were in,
in Lekki?
sir.
How
You
many
are in
people were there
America.
last night? How many people
Excuse me.
compared to the
Excuse me,
population
sir.
of Lagos?
You are in America. I was here, and I am telling you. I am telling
I don't
you
need to argue.
categorically.
Look at other Western
People,
world, even African
people
countries.
turned
When
out
they
in their
Okay, all right.
thousands.
people
All
comes
right,
out.
Jude, hold
Do
on. Jude.
not sit there and
Look at
say
how people comes
people.
out in other
You do
Western
not
countries
get
and
to
even
sit
African
in your
countries.
comfort zone
Can you
and
hold on?
talk down on people who are doing the work. You do not get to do that, sir. You don't get to do that. You do
It's a
not get
long
to
job
sit
of
in a country
defense.
where your rights are preserved, where your rights are respected, where you're not going to be shot at for protesting, and tell Nigerians that they don't do enough. You do not get to do that,
Where in
sir.
the world are they
I
don't
take
shut?
exception to
Where in
you
the world
saying that.
do the
I
leaders?
take
There's nowhere in
exception
the
to
world the
you saying
leaders
that there
when
were
they
a
are
few people at the
protesting,
toll gate.
they
That is
bring
why
out
they were shot.
they not
Please
arrest
take it back. You will take it back. It is an insult. You
All right,
cannot say that. You do not have the right to.
all right.
People are here doing the work, and you're saying they're not doing enough.
Thank you,
What
Bless.
would you have them? What have you done? What have you done, sir? What have you done besides sitting on platforms like this and saying what you are saying? What exactly have you done? And you have people on the street doing the work and you're saying you're not doing enough. Excuse you? Do they give orders? Are they the CNC?
All right. Thank you, Blessing.
Back to the question about Obi. I couldn't wait to jump in on it.
Okay.
I was hoping Obi was still in the studio because I know he's Kwankwaso's #1 hype man. But unfortunately,
Obi is gone. I didn't know when he left. Okay, go ahead.
so unfortunate.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. I really wanted to rub it in. He has always tried to present Kwankwaso as the ideal candidate, and I just wanted to rub it in on the blunder. I think it was intentional. I think it was deliberate, and I think it was to serve a purpose. Yes, his rant on national TV was well calculated. He knew he was insulting the sensibilities of millions of people. He was actually expecting the kind of reactions they will get now. If not for anything, you know what they say about bad publicity being publicity anyway? If not for anything, to put his name on the lips of people. From yesterday till now, the number of people talking about Kwankwaso have increased if you check. And what happened? What made him increase? He rode on the back of Obi. So you still have to give Obi credit either way. People are talking about Kwankwaso now, all thanks to Obi. He rode on Obi's back. And I want to say this. I think it is really low. It is really low and disappointing that we have come to that point in our politics where people or a person or a candidate has to diminish their ethnic identity just to fit in. I think it is really saddening that somebody cannot embrace their ethnicity, not rub it in, not try to it is sad that Peter Obi, without even saying he's Igbo, has to keep apologizing for being Igbo. It is sad that he has to keep being victimized because he's Igbo. It is sad that we are at that point in our politics where instead of looking at competence and capability, we are still doing ethnic rigmarole. It is sad, really sad.
All right.
And I just want to say for everyone that is supporting it, you're not doing yourself and your future any favor.
Thank you, Blessing.
Not at all.
Thank you so much. All right. So I will let few people leave so that some people can join us. There's so many people trying to join. The people that want to leave, I'll give you 1 minute each to say something, and then we'll let new people in. Raf, go ahead.
So now you're marginalizing me now, right?
No, right? I've seen John will go first before me.
Can I respond?
No, Jude. You go respond after we leave. No worries.
Yeah, let them
John,
leave.
John and myself.
Okay, Thank you, go ahead. White label. Thank you, white label. I don't know that Rudy would do this to me, but it's high.
So if it's living, I can leave.
No. Maz, don't go. We still need you.
This Nigerian, we are all interested in Nigeria and the progress of Nigeria. We are all Nigerians and we want the best for Nigeria. Jude and the white label want me to pure my pants the other day, and they started it again today on Ave. What Ave is talking, I'm not speaking for him, but his politics. I always say to you guys that I wish and I'm praying that Peter Obi win. Whatever is good for one Nigeria is good for all Nigerians. It is the mentality. A progress of one person is not a threat to the other. It is a good thing for the society. But we are speaking to where Nigeria is right now, that Nigeria is a failed state. And come to the insecurity or whatever we are all talking about, protesting or protesting. Nigeria, the people, what they are going through in Nigeria is hell on earth. They are trying their best because we do not have a rule of law in that country. We talk about the major Chukwuemeka and the rest of them that they were ambush the other day. Those are military officers that are killed just like that. So let us pray for the best as we talk about the politics of Nigeria. And all my brothers and sisters, my stand, you all know what I predicted, but we'll see what happens. Pause. I'll see you later, end of the what keep you awake, whether I will let you know whether Jesus is still married now.
All right, thank you, John Abba. All right, Jude, before you let Ralph say the final word so that we'll let someone in. Ralph, go ahead.
All right, thank you. So, and people watching, may not go to click like. Don't just be watching, be clicking like. So, first of all, shout out to Blessing. You know, always awesome. And you know what? That book that you wanted to get, give Dr. Damages your information. I'll try and send the book to you, the one you wanted to get from
oh my God. Thank
Rudolph.
You so much.
Yeah, I will send it for you because
Thank
yeah,
you
we
so
need to
much.
reward you because you always come here and be dropping better information here. So as John Abba said that one person's progress should is good for all of us, right? But we don't always sound like it. And that is where the problem comes because most times everybody is always the majority of the attacks on this platform is always for Peter Obi in a weird way. I don't hear people asking questions about Kwankwaso. You don't ask questions about Tinubu, who we can't find certificate. I mean, what are you you claim to be giant of Africa, and the favorite candidate cannot present primary school and secondary school certificate. What are you posting in front of African countries in 21st century? So, are you serious? I mean, you're boasting. People will be boasting in other African rooms, will be boasting, bullying people, and your president, the man who's boasting like his president, cannot even present primary and secondary schools university certificate is fake. So, but the person who does not who has the bare minimum is now politics. It's okay to do attacking because now politics. What is now politics? If you don't know, say I don't know. The person, if you have facts, bring facts on the table. If you want to say, I'm for positive Nigeria, I'm for a great Nigeria, I want Nigeria to be good. But it's okay, it's because now politics. That's why I'm doing. My friend, go and sit down somewhere. Because you cannot be saying you want to move forward and then we'll take 10 steps backwards. And then, it's because it's politics. Pick one lane and stay in that lane. And then, because all this one we are doing today, you will say, it's just politics I'm playing. That's why I'm attacking like this. It's not that I'm attacking like this because I want to attack like this. I like the man. My guy, which one you did? Are you attacking or you are not attacking? Because if you are asking the same questions about your person, I will understand. Do the same thing for everybody. Then I will know that you are like that. But if you are claiming it's politics, but only one person you are attacking all the time, morning to night, the same person. I don't see you doing Tinubu. Tinubu is the easiest target, and you can't do it to him. You can't. They're not born you where to try it. But you say now politics. Okay, you will bend the rule for Northwest. You bend the rule for Northeast. You bend the rule for everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll see you now Saturday. CM, I hail you. I hail you, Okija.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Jude, respond to Blessing and then we'll continue. I'll get my
what I want to respond is this. You see, Blessing has completely misunderstood the point I'm trying to make, but that's okay. But the point remains that unity, divided we stand. Take a broomstick, okay? A bunch of broomstick. Start picking one, just pick one and break it. You will see how easy it is for you to break. Then take 5, break it. You will see that it will be a little more difficult for you to break 5 broomsticks together than it was breaking one. But take the bunch and see, no matter how, even if you are the most powerful man on earth, you can't break a bunch of a broomstick. You can't. That is the point I'm trying to make, okay? During answers, and for your information, we all here in diaspora don't need to come home before we make impact. Many of us, that program that happened there at Lekki and other places, many Nigerians in diaspora.
Please, it was not a program, and I'm getting triggered all over again. You are still saying the same thing. I completely understood you. Your analogy, the analogy you are giving now, please, sir, the analogy you are giving now, you're trying to.
Can I finish my point?
Blessing, let him finish.
My
Let
point.
him finish. Okay, go ahead.
If when there is a protest, a lot of people comes out. For instance, I've never seen a protest in Lagos that about 100,000 people comes out. But imagine where Lagos is about the population, is a population of about 20 million, if I'm not mistaken, thereabout. But imagine where only 1 million people comes out in Lagos to protest. There is no government on earth, no matter be it the most terrorist government like we have in Nigeria now, cannot come out and roll out their terrorist gang to go and be shooting 1 million people. It's impossible. But not when there's a protest, maybe 5,000 people comes out, and this government of Nigeria have already known how to disperse them. It's so sad that what happened in Lekki happened, okay? But this is the fact. All over the world, when there is a protest, you see thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions coming out to protest. That is why they achieve what they achieve. But Nigeria, everybody is afraid, and people are looking for when it to be their turn. Yes, when there's a protest, everybody comes out.
Jude, thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I reply to Mr. Jude, please? I'll make it brief.
No, it will be a lot of back and forth. Let's move on. Let me just maybe I can help. I think everybody, you do what you can do where you are, and you don't stay in one place and condemn other people for not doing enough. I mean, that's the point. Jude, you can lead a demonstration in California every day for the next 20 years until Nigeria changes. Anyway, I don't want to get involved in this, but the point is that it's important that we respect every valid opinion out there. Okay, so we have seriously, I want us to round up on a very thoughtful note. And I'm coming back to you, Mazes. Okay, I'm considering the fact that you have some inside information, even the ones you don't want to share with us here, but that's okay. Looking at the inside information, so sorry. Okay, all right. Looking at the landscape now, political landscape, knowing that everybody will have to in the next how many days left before we know the final what the structure, the candidates and the deputies. What do you expect will happen now? How do you think the campaigns, different campaigns, not just Peter Obi now, because Tinubu and Atiku also has its own problem. Tinubu has its own problem. We essentially forgotten that Tinubu is here to pick his own VP. What do you expect? Knowing that based on what you know will happen.
I think Atiku is on and dry. The call for him to change Okowa, I think, will not be heeded to. It will be silly and it will make him look weak. So Wike is he was shouting power, 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 give me power, give me power. Now he doesn't have that power, and he wants to be spoken to in a language he would understand. And hopefully they will speak to him in that language he would understand. Then Tinubu, I think, with almost certainty that we are very, very likely to see a Muslim ticket. That is certain. Because if you recall, Kaduna, the person contesting under APC in Kaduna has picked the current deputy governor, the lady in Kaduna, and that's equally replicating that Muslim ticket. So I think the Kaduna has been used as a testing ground to expand that, which I believe the APC is going to offer. On Kwankwaso, I don't know, maybe, from what Kinsley said the other time, if it's anything to go by, I don't know if he will be picked, and I don't think if he's picked, the Kinsley that I know, I don't think that would change. So he also understands. Now, it leaves me, if I really scan through the Southeast, leaves me thinking, who could that be that they might pick, within NNPP, or who is in other party? Is it Umadi that is APCA, So I see, for me, I'm not writing anybody off, but NNPP for me, my projection is that I see NNPP either swinging towards PDP. That's my projection. NNPP is likely to swing towards, they can cut a deal. For Labour Party, again, like I said before, is going to be, we are hoping, people are hoping, I'm no carry card for any party, but people are hoping that it's going to be a very young, vibrant, is very likely to be another, and that Nigerians, especially the youth, will be very happy with. That's my take.
Especially the youth. Sorry, the priest of peace, please, can you mute yourself? You keep okay, go ahead, Mazen.
Yeah, so that's that's it from the way I look at it. I'm being very objective here and thinking, but one thing that many of us should understand is 2023. When Emmanuel Macron was elected, I mean, we had the short man there that invaded Libya and destroyed Libya in the person of Sarkozy. And eventually Sarkozy was yanked off and the next president took over. I can't remember his name again, it just failed me. Okay, it doesn't matter. But when he took over, there was this Algerian crisis in France. And he never thought that that could actually upset people to the point that, a person in politics, no known address, could actually win an election. And if you look at how a Nigerian election is going, just like what Ovie said, I also predict that election is not going to end in one because you have strong candidates. So if you look at the calculations, I also predict that you're not going to have that election end at once. You probably have a rerun where that is when the high-wired politics and politricks would then happen. Because that alone, that permutation, as I can speak to you now, is already ongoing as to the probabilities and what could happen then, where scenarios are being built now. And it's really getting interesting as to what is likely to happen.
All right.
And, I believe at the end of the day, Nigerians will be good for it.
All right. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to CM and the priest of peace. And after that, we go around and people will tell us what's keeping them up at night. CM, sorry, I know that you've been around and I didn't forget you. I wanted to clear some. So what's your take on the conversations we've been having? We had several of them today.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. I think I'm quite happy that the alliance of NNPP and the Labour Party did not work out. I never wanted it. I prayed against it. For the simple reason that, you see, first, Kwankwaso is compelling. He's saying it openly that Peter is making Peter be a great offer to come and be his VP. Well, I don't know the definition of suffocating arrogance, but I don't know. Anyway, the thing about it is that we are saying power should come down south. So Peter Obi going up north to go and become the VP of Kwankwaso. To me, Kwankwaso is overrated. He might do the Talakawa business in Kano. I think that is where he stops. Now, because it did not work out, what options are we left with? The thing is, the option for P2B is a Muslim from the north, like some of you have said here. I agree. Somebody who might even be under 50, very sharp upstairs, and then be able to reflect or complement P2B. In other words, if P2B is granting interview in Arise, and the person is granting interview maybe in TVC, whatever they say, you now find that these people are like Siemens twins, in terms of intellect. That is what will appeal to me first, because the voter now where Nigerians are looking forward to are not the typical run-the-mill conventional Nigerian voter. These are youths, unemployed, mainly university graduates, looking for a way out. Going abroad is becoming difficult, then staying in Nigeria is suffocating. So what do? Insecurity is on the rise. They want to be alive and they want to earn a living. So using their brain, what they can do is, can't we change the system by seeing a P2B who is articulating their own problem, not really just the problem of the youths. So what we now want is, it's no longer a case of maybe some people, even then, forget about the meeting of, we say, Northern Elders Forum, all those idea of 1999, they group this, they do this. I don't reckon with that, although I may be wrong, but this is a new beginning. With P2B, somebody like P2B on the scene, is changing a lot of it's changing a lot of people's thinking. People now see politics that now we can play it. My fear, or rather my prayer, is that all those people queuing for PVC, may all of them get it. Because I'm quite sure that 80% of these people getting PVC now are not going to vote APC, PDP or APC. They will rather go for Labour Party.
All right.
Now,
sorry, I wanted to. Can you do it in 30 seconds? I want to hear from the Prince of Peace.
Okay, yeah. So let me just quickly say. So the hope is there. I believe God brought out P2B for a purpose, and that purpose is to address the problem of the youths. I don't like all this idea of overrating all these old politicians. In those days, these people will vote for this. The northern youths want to liberate themselves too. They know that they're under bondage in the north. They know it. They want to liberate themselves, but who do they? Not with Tinubu or any other person, but with P2B. So let me leave it at that.
All right, thank you so much. What we're going to do now, we have from the Priest of Peace and Abi, and then we go around everybody here and what's keeping them up at night. So, Priest of Peace, you said there's something you said you did today. Tell us.
Yes, not today actually. Well done, everybody. I greet everybody. A couple of days ago, some people came from Nigeria. They came here in Dayton for a TED Fund program. So a friend of mine called me to come help give them a ride because they were not able to get ride. So while we were talking, there's this guy. There are three of them. I engaged them. I pretended that I'm not a Nigerian. Number one. Number two, I engaged them into talking about politics and what is going on in Nigeria. And what they told me was mind-blowing. And I started asking them, Atiku, how did they see Atiku and what is going on in Nigeria and all that? They said, Atiku will not be able to win this presidency. And I said, what about Tinubu? He said, Tinubu has money, he has structure, and he is going to, win this election. And then I asked them about P2B. They said, nobody in the North will vote P2B. I said, why? He said, because he's an Igbo man. That is identity politics. So I begin to ask them, what we are seeing here and we are hearing from the internet and the news, we are getting back home from Nigeria, these people, one from Jigawa, one from Kanu, one from Sokoto. And they said the youth are making noise on the internet. It surprised me. I'm like, are you serious? I said, no, but that's not what I'm getting. They say, yes, because they're from the North. And whenever they make promises, they will do what? They will keep it. When they go to their mosque, let me find it. I will send you the audio. They didn't even know that I was kind of interviewing them, Say, just let's talk. You will hear what this guy said. And another thing that surprises me is that the people that came for this TED Fund seminar or whatever that it is, I couldn't find somebody who is below the age of 25 to 40 years. They were all above 40 years. I was crying inside. Now, you see the mindset of these people. They are from academia. These people are from the academic background, but they are out of touch with what is going on in Nigeria. They don't even understand what politics is. I'm like, okay, one of them is a professor. The other one is a doctor. He's a doctorate. The other one is a professor. He has his he's a complete but he didn't understand the politics of Nigeria. So now that brings me to the exact thing I want to say, and I've always said it here on your platform, Rudolph. And that thing is, there is a window of 6-7 months before the election. There is the euphoria of what is going on, and what Peter Obi stands for is huge. Whether what these guys have told me is wrong or not. But I've always said this. Nigeria has a structural problem. It has a systemic problem and also a leadership problem. But what will solve that leadership problem is for everybody, I mean, to suspend this election that is going to kill, they're going to kill people for this election. Oh, take it from me. They suspend it and have a referendum that will usher in a constitution, people's constitution, that will bring in somebody like Peter Obi, who I heard Blessing saying something that touched me. He said, Peter Obi doesn't want to identify as he is an Igbo person. First of all, he's an Igbo man before he is a Nigerian. All of us here, whether you are Yoruba or Igbo, you are first of all from where you are. But you know, for us to be able to call ourselves Nigerians, what we are asking Peter Obi to come and do, we need to set a ground for Peter Obi to keep it running. For somebody like Kwankwaso to come with all the arrogance and audacity to, you know, talk down on people like us, where I come from, is heartbroken.
All right. Thank you so much. I have two people who are here to say anything, and I really want people to make it short. If I call on you, AGAV, please welcome to the show. Tell us your real name, where you're joining us from. I don't know if you want to, and what your comment is.
So, hold on, please, before you say this is it, I'm going to send it. I don't know if you're saying it on my phone. So this is the audio. I'm going to send it to you, Rodolphe, so that you will listen.
Okay, all right.
Send me a link or however, or so that I can send it to you, so that you will listen and understand what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll send you my number.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead. AGAV, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I'm calling from Texas. So this is my first time. I just stumbled on your YouTube channel today, and I saw that you guys are live. So I just wanted to join in and have a peek and see what you guys are talking about. So, but I'm a Nigerian. AGAV is my last name. That's my real name. My first name is Sar, S-A-R. So thank you all guys for the great work you're doing. Concerning the politics in Nigeria, I've been following it lately. The candidate, Peter Obi, I think is the right candidate for the country at the moment. Considering the things that have been going on in Nigeria, the riot in 2020 and so many other killings and kidnappings that have been happening there. You know, I think that for me personally, I know there are other powerful political godfathers, as they call them. I don't know who made them, but you know, they call themselves godfathers because they probably have been there for a long time, or they have grounds and money. But I think Peter Obi, even if he doesn't make it this time, he has started a movement that will I believe will continue to go on, and at some point, the youth will take over the country. So no matter what is the outcome of the election, I pray and hope that it's not violent, whether or not he wins. But I know that the movement he has started will continue. Thank you guys so much, and continue.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution. Okay, Ebi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Mr. Rudolph, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I've been listening in the background, walking downstairs, and I just finished my work, and I'm like, if the studio opens, and then it opened. Just a quick one. How are you, my friend Ovie? I'm liking your vibe. Okay, I have a few points. Okay, first of all, I'm very happy that the Kwankwaso alliance did not work because I grew up in the Middle Belt, specifically in Niger State, and I know the North very well. I served in Katsina. I speak Hausa, I speak Nope, I understand some Gwari. So when OVA always think that he knows them more than everyone, I just laugh because I know Kwankwaso. And part of the things that is endemic in them, that is built, wired in their DNA, especially these elitist politicians, is what we have seen. It's just a similitude of what the Emilokan, Egbekini Iwa in the Southwest also try to drive that sentiment. They are like that, you know, they are BSs and they will be wiped out. All right. So the other point is the Obi's proposed VP. Oh my God, I wish that come true. I know that man. He used to be also a presidential aspirant. Oh, what a fine gentleman! It's like that guy dropped from heaven. I just wish it happened. I wish it happened. It's way million mile ahead of Kwankwa, whatever. All right. The other point is for the Kuje prison. I want to emphasize and back up what Blessing said, that it's an inside job with official backing. Yes. All right. The last point is, because I will not finish my point without getting at Ovi. I love to hate him. Ovi, you keep saying that we are inconsequential and that these people are playing elitist politics. But Ovi, you and I live in the first world. And you and I want to see Nigeria change. Why should we join the elitist direction that have not saved Nigeria for over 60 years? Come on, boy. I know you have a family and you have young ones there. Can you tell, I cannot tell one of my daughter, Aramide, that I'm playing elitist. I'm following elitist politics. When she has gone with me to downtown Toronto for several protests, and Buhari must go. She's seen me. She's all those things. She knows that Buhari is a catastrophic failure, including all the people he likes, Atiku, Tifnumbu, all of them. So Ovi, please have a rethink. I know you are being a pragmatist, but let's think about our kids. Thanks, everyone. I was listening.
All right, thank you so much. One more person, and then we'll wrap.
Sorry, Ebi, before you leave, Kwankwaso is speaking Ekwere Madu as his running mate.
Oh, it's announced?
What?
No.
What a joke. Thanks, Paul. My wife likes Paul a lot, so I'm going to tell her this joke.
What about the kidney from prison?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The problem is going to prison.
Okay. So I'm waiting for Omoye's corner to join us, and then I will let her have a say. Okay, yeah, she's here. Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Is it my turn to speak, or?
Yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, you've been trying for more than an hour or so.
Yes, I have been trying for a long time. Thanks to everyone on the panel. Thank you, Dr. Damages. I always think about you comedy. I don't know. Anytime I see you, I want to laugh. So sorry, forgive me for that.
I'm a serious
Yeah, so I just want to say Peter Obi is it for me. Right? So we have a very rare opportunity. It's not, for me, it's not about tribe at all. I mean, I grew up with so many people around me. So it's really not about tribe. I believe that the movement is real and the people on ground are doing the work. I don't want anybody to speak any type of way to anyone on ground, because there's major work going on the ground that we don't even know about. Okay, so when people come on here from Nigeria and they're speaking, I like to listen to them because they're the ones that are directly confronting these issues. All we have here is to put out our own thoughts, give opinions, and sensitize people. Obi is not a person anymore. It's a movement. Anyone that wants to see any improvement in that country needs to understand that. What Kwankwaso came to say, everybody that's coming out and saying any type of negative thing about Obi is just boosting more and more of his popularity, because it's a very rare opportunity. Nobody can catch the wind. That is what Peter Obi is. This is the moment for us to come together as a people and ensure that this man achieves what he needs to achieve so we can all live in sensible places. All this clamor for regions and tribes, I'm very proud of my tribe. Everybody else on this life, I'm sure, is proud of their tribe. Everybody needs to understand that having Peter Obi come out and do what he's doing is not a joke. There will be people in the coming days, it's going to get worse. There'll be people who will come and say all kinds of things about him. It doesn't diminish him. It's going to even make him more popular. Okay? Everybody that's clamoring for one region or tribe or the other, we might not even have any region or tribe to clamor about. That's just a fact. Now, what Peter Obi is coming to do is not fantastic. He's not a messiah. He's not doing anything extraordinary. It's the least thing that we expect from any reasonable leader. But here he is putting himself on the line. And all of us know how very challenging it can be to run for elections in Nigeria. All the tropes that they're throwing, the same old tricks from the same old books, tribe, religion. Everything is all narrow, tribe or religion. It has not helped us for God knows how long. It will never help us until we start to understand that we're just going to be ripping each other apart. It doesn't matter what Kwankwaso feels about him. I appreciate the fact that Peter Obi did not take offense to that comment, because it shows what Kwankwaso came to show is his ignorance. I'm sorry to say, with all due respect to him. I have respect for my elders, but that's what he came to show, because you cannot put one down. You're saying that he's not at the echelon. All the people that have been in the echelon, what do they have to show for it? What do they have to show for it? Nothing. Here we are, so we need to be very careful. I personally, this Peter Obi movement I've never paid attention to Nigerian politics. I've been turned off Nigerian politics for God knows how long. This is the first time that this man is resurrecting hope that has been dead and gone in the country. Is it an accident that people that don't even know Peter Obi, he has not even spent a dime, but people are going to villages and clamoring for this man. Even in the north, they keep saying the north. It's not the northern people that we should be worried about. It is the leaders that are trying to deceive their own people. All these people are coming out. The man that came out, Mr. Alhaji Ahmed, or whatever his name is, that came out and said it was Peter Obi's son and all of that. The person that he's flaunting picture all over the place that they're saying is his son. I know the boy. We went to the same high school. He's not Peter Obi's son. So we need to take emotions out of this and take sentiments out of it and see it for what it is. My own take is this. If Peter Obi, this is a rare opportunity for Nigerians. If he does not become the president of Nigeria, everybody scatter. Let's see if there's anything left to scramble for. Because the truth is, what is glaring in front of us, we need to put emotions aside. We need to put all those sentiments aside and focus. We need to be bulletproof focus. It's Peter Obi or Peter Obi. Those are the options we have. There's no other option but him. So I rest. That's all I got to say. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Oh God, Jude, I was not very happy with the way you spoke to Blessing. Please, with all due respect, it's not easy. Nigerians have been, you know what's happening to the young people in Nigeria? Please, oh God, I beg, with all due respect, the way you spoke to that lady was not impressive at all. She's a lady. You should apologize to her. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much, Dr. Damages. I laugh as I exit the stage.
Jude,
welcome to my life.
All right.
I was only making the point that people don't want to come out and protest.
People have been coming out, Mr. Jude.
How many people are coming out?
They've been coming out.
How many?
Okay, Jude, people are hungry. Forget protesting. People are hungry.
This youth
now. If you to be in America and be saying go out, are you ready to go travel?
I lived in Nigeria before coming here. I left Nigeria when I was 37 years.
We don't enter to Nigeria. We were all pushing. So please leave that thing. The youth in Nigeria have done amazing. Let's not please take away from it. If you are so passionate about it, Mr. Joe, go to Nigeria, get the millions, and we will clap for you. We'll be happy.
You can't win. You can't win. Welcome to my world. You can't win, man. Welcome to my world, Ogaju. You can't win.
No, it's okay. I don't need to win. Those who are sensible knows what I'm talking about.
People are hungry.
All right, so we're rounding up now. So I'm starting with you, Jude. What's keeping you up at night?
Anyway, one of the things that is keeping me up at night, just like what we're saying now, is how we reason. People in that country called Nigeria reason. Our mental faculty, the way we reason, it's like, is it hunger that have so ripped up their brain that it's hard for them to understand simple things? Okay, you can't tell me. When, for instance, Nigeria is a population of about 200 million, and when there is a protest in all the entire Nigeria, you won't even get up to 200,000 combined of all the places that comes out, and you tell me you want to make an impact in a society called Nigeria, that the politicians have all turned to rogues and thugs that are ready to unleash their thugs that they've always used in election on you. You can't tell me you can make an impact in that. But let's assume in a protest, you see at least 100,000 in every major cities and town comes out. How are you going to go and fight for them? How many soldiers do we have in Nigeria to combat those multitudes of people? That is the point I'm making. When people are united, you will be able to conquer anything you want to conquer. But when you are protest, few people comes out, and then many of these people that are even coming out, they come out and with the mind that some people will say, I don't bother with politics, bro. I'm waiting for my turn. Majority of Nigerians are waiting for their turn to go and steal. That is the truth. That is why they can't come out to protest. Look at, is this same youth now that they are talking about that came out that are supporting Tinubu and Atiku? Is this same youth that are supporting Tinubu and Atiku, leaving Obi that God has presented, giving to them to rally round on? Who? Is it not insanity for the same youth that the same politicians have rolled out their gun to kill that are still supporting them up to today? Is that not insanity? If I'm talking people who doesn't have sense, it's because Nigeria cannot reason. We all cannot come out.
All right.
Ogaju are giving up the obedience. You are giving up on the obedience. Just 7 months ago, you are giving up.
Okay,
why are you giving up on the obedience?
Good, thank you so much.
Let me tell Jude one thing, please. Let me tell Jude one thing, please. Please. Let me tell Jude one. Let me remind Jude. You don't know the power of hunger. You can't plan protest in Nigeria. Listen,
I
listen.
know
Hold on,
the power
hold
of
on,
you
hold
see,
on.
everything in
I'm
life,
hold
everything
on.
in life,
Please,
sacrifice. You
please.
want to be hungry,
Listen, listen.
your satisfaction for today.
Oh, Jude,
Save
hold
for
on.
tomorrow.
Please. Jude, when you have, if you,
I have been
those
hungry.
people, listen, those, listen,
That's
Jude,
not fair, man.
those
It's too
people
early.
in Nigeria planning protest, they are hungry, they come out with the intention that something will happen. Some of them will go and betray you and go and collect money from your behind. When they plan, that was in the 80s. You can't plan protest now in Nigeria.
Even the food, okay, you know the food, the things they were eating. Many people, many of us donated thousands and millions of naira to ensure that thing. We didn't want to come home.
That was why NSAS took place.
The food they were eating on
That
those
was why
protest times.
NSAS took
Many of
place.
us, people like us, donated money,
If you
hundreds
want
of
them,
thousands.
if
to
you want
sponsor
them
it.
to plan it in Nigeria, by the time 2 or 3 or 5 are gathered, one of them will go and betray to go and collect money and say, hunger is too much.
That is true, but that is the mentality I'm talking about.
All right. Paul, what's keeping you up at night?
Well, Mr. Jude, I feel your pain, but what you must understand is that when you go to protest and you want to achieve anything, the standard procedure all over the world is that you must be arrested. They will try you, just like Ganifa Oyemi. We celebrate them today. The likes of Femi Falana, we celebrate them today. The likes of Wole Soyinka, we celebrate them today. They're going to try you. You're going to go to jail and the likes. So it's not as easy as you think for some of these people. Maybe some of these guys are still taking care of their parents. And the NSAS, to some extent, I think some of them, they did a good job. It was in Kano, it was in Akwa Ibom, it was in Calabar, it was in Lagos, in different locations and the like. In pandemic, you understand, some of us that also live in the West, as at that time, we ourselves to also talk to some of our loved ones, not to go outside because of COVID. And some of them even went out. So give it or take it. You must respect that part that they tried in their best with what they did. They achieved something from it. That's what I can say. Then what keeps me at night, we all see the way the politics is going, where people can use Okada, you understand, to break a prison yard and escape with everybody that they want. Nigeria is just a joke. It's another comedy. You understand? We see the president convoy. Nigeria is also another joke. These things just look like movies. It just look like movie. It just look like it's time for us to go bring somebody called Jack Bauer of 24 to come help us. Since it's a movie, it's a joke now. We just need Jack Bauer to help us, where you can use 3310 to make a smartphone to video and record and do anything. That's Nigeria. I'm so short of words with the way things are going. But I think what Obi did today, to some extent, I'm happy for him. I have never supported Obi like this before. And I'm really, really happy the way he answered those questions and everything. And so with this point, I can use it to also talk to some of my friends, my loved ones. And because to some extent, I have a little bit force that I push back then when I was working in the airline. I was in the union. I push a lot. I'm so controversial. These are also things that makes me run away anyway. I'll still use that way. So I think Obi win me to it, and I'm happy. Ovie,
Thank you.
don't worry. Ekweremadu will be your running mate.
Thank you.
Let's see tomorrow whether Ekweremadu will come.
All right. I wanted to mention, someone sent a comment. I actually posted it, but I think I lost it. He was concerned about, I think probably he's in Nigeria. Okay, Lois. Let me read it out to you guys, for those who were laughing. Imagine me spending my money on data to watch these guys, and they end up calling us hungry men. If they can't say anything meaningful, they should rest, I beg. I was actually concerned about the impression being given out there that people are hungry. That's why they are not coming out to demonstrate. I arranged a demonstration here in America and Kene can attest to that in Boston. I didn't get a lot of people come out. They are not hungry in America. Nigerians were not hungry in America. They didn't come out. So we have to be sensitive about certain things we say. People are watching all over. We have over several hundred people watching this at this point on one platform alone. So we should think about certain things before we say that. Okay, Ekene, go ahead. What's keeping you up at night?
Doctor, I'm so sorry. 1 second. I also want to apologize for CM for what happened the other day. We had a serious conversation and every other thing. So after I take a long shower, because CM also make me didn't take lunch. So maybe I was super hungry too, like CM said. I was also hungry. So CM, I'm sorry for what happened last Saturday.
It's okay.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Oh, you are a gentleman.
That's actually why we do this. I think sometimes for those who are watching who may not come to the after show, after this we have an after show where people stand by and stay in and they talk, and it become more like a personal conversation with people. People get to know that nobody is really a devil or demon, and you know. So I think that may be one of the things rubbing off on people who stay by and talk after the show. All right, Ekene, what's keeping you up at night? Let's round up. Unmute yourself, please. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Rudolph, I didn't know why you mentioned the protest we had in Boston. I was gonna mention it for people who are saying things about protest. Rudolph organized. I think that was the first time I met you in person. We were talking before, and I think that was the first time Boston Common.
Yeah. Rudolph
and his wife and me. I think my girlfriend. I think about 5 of us. Protest he called for Fatima Yusuf. I believe I've forgotten her name. Yeah, people do. Nigeria, they don't care. In Nigeria, during the time of Babangida, we thought Babangida was crazy, but actually, we had fun with demonstration. But then you have this janjaweed, Abacha, and then you see all these Boko Haram surrounded government with janjaweed. You want the Jews to go and die in vain. You think that you think Buhari cares, the man who does nothing but pick his teeth. I don't advise anybody to go. I think Nigerians, they've tried enough. We should congratulate them for what they did during the NSAS protest, and they kind of sustained it. They by being online, by being vocal in so many other places, in other platform or TV all over the world. I think they're trying. But Jude, if you think they're not trying, the next time there's protest in Nigeria, I'm gonna contribute for you to go to Nigeria and lead a protest, and let's see how it turns out. That's thing. No, everybody nobody wants to die. Even in US here, where there is a rule of law, the day Trump went to raise his Bible, they just shot tear gas. Everybody ran. Everybody ran in a country that is a democracy, and you're talking about Nigeria where they have crazy people who drink smoke weed before they go and face people without gun. And you saw what they did to them at that Lekki. They shot. Did you see the bullets? Did you see the long bullets they use? So so don't ever say things like that about the Nigerian youth. They showed what they are made of during the 2020. Okay, but I want to say something about Oga Ovie. You say things. I don't know why you guys have not said anything about Tinubu that went to France. I don't know, I don't know what he's doing in France. I don't know if he has any organ has failed or the leg has failed. I don't know what's happening, but nobody has said anything about it. And and something about Ovie. I'm gonna ask you, Igbo people, they are willing to help Kwankwaso. We give him one Jose Carlo, or we'll give him a very what's the other guy?
Okorocha.
Yeah. Let him choose them. He will win.
Hope Uzodinma.
Yeah, Hope Uzodinma. We're talking about this one state presidential candidate can only win Kanu. Can only win Kanu. We give him one Jose Carlo. Probably he will have up to 25% in Abia State. Anyway, the North, when they talk about the North, they think, I don't know what their problem is. I was listening to an interview from Adamawa State, Adamawa indigenous. They are talking. you see Christians in Adamawa, they are showing their frustration. They say, here in Adamawa, we are from this state, we're indigenous of this state. They don't treat us right. They treat us second-class citizens. We are going to vote for Peter Obi. So there's a lot of sentiment going on. So people that, trying to believe the fact that they will not vote for Igbo. Listen, this guy made his analysis. I was doing Okube. Peter Obi probably win 5 Igbo state, yeah, probably win a lot of probably 5 out of 7 or 6 southern South state win, or even in Lagos state. This man, he was predicting that he could win up to 40 to 50%. And there's Plateau, there's Dadamawa, and there is Taraba, there is Nasarawa, there is Abuja. So those are places that Peter Obi can win also. So let's but the problem is what I see, what's keeping me up. The PVC, that's the problem I see right now, the PVC. Because what they're saying from all the analysis people are giving, they will extend the registration to probably October. And then they will go out, because these things are not printed in Nigeria, they will go out to print this this card. The Nigerian factor, the machine might break, they not bring them back. And by the time they bring them back, it's in February, and they will, create another problem. People will not get the thing, and then the election. So that's it is keeping me up. It is keeping me up.
All right.
So please, sorry, give me 30 seconds. What I've done actually, because I follow this drive, registration and what the EU they've been doing. Samuela Isopi, she is the UN ambassador to Nigeria. I follow her on Twitter. I sent emails to her. She responded. I've been telling her, they have to do whatever they have to do, put pressure on Nigerian government to make sure, the voters, the PVC, they extend the date, make sure, make sure that, give them money, whatever needed, give them money to print the PVC and make sure they come back to Nigeria probably before end of November, and make sure people get them. So that's what we have to do. If anybody who is interested, I can give you her contact. I posted it on some platforms, get her contact, send her. She's a amenable person, and she participated in the Diagram registration drive they had in Abuja. She spoke and that she was dancing and stuff. So, from what I've seen, she's committed to making this election, a success in Nigeria. So we should encourage them. There are some other people like Serap. It's an NGO. I send them a message. You can donate money to them, give them 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. So these are the things we have to do. All those people who are on the ground, trying to make sure that the people get their PVC. We should encourage them, support them, and so that people get their PVC.
Thank you. All right, that's a lot.
Doc, please let me tell you what keeps me awake at night before I turn in here. This is
Okay.
1:32 a.m.
Okay.
The things that keep me awake at night these days is this dichotomy we keep promoting. The North-South dichotomy, the Christian-Muslim dichotomy, the elite-commoner dichotomy. When is it ever going to end? And can't you see we are running around in circles? I keep thinking, to what end exactly? To what end? Who can come out and categorically stand on their moral? Let me put it this way, because I'm trying to bite my words. The people that always see, I'm trying. See, I'm really trying. There's some things I want to say, but the people that hamper on this dichotomy, I have a very serious issue with them. And it keeps me awake at night in the sense that I can't imagine having kids and raising them in this kind of society with this kind of people. I wish there would be another dichotomy where they will create another place for them and another place for people like us. I don't see those dichotomies they're talking about. All I see is people trying to make a headway for themselves, people trying to get out of the bad situations they are in, which are no fault of theirs. And you have people come up with these whole rules and class and stuff, and it's just crazy. And please, Mr. Jude, I I know Doc will not allow this, but I'm just going to take opportunity before I run off. I will not apologize to you. You do not owe me an apology. If you owe anybody apology, it is to the hundreds of Nigerians who turned in live to this show and you call them hungry and lacking in understanding. Yes, sir, you did that on live show. And to say I am disappointed would be to say nothing. I hope that one does not keep me awake this night. Having said that, I'm going to turn in now. This is 1:35 a.m. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Have a
Blessing.
good one.
Sorry,
Thank
blessing. Sorry, blessing. Before you go, this dichotomy will exist in one way or the other throughout, man's life. In America, we deal with QAnon and the Trump supporters. I mean, that's another dichotomy. The Christian right and the evangelical whatever, and the people who are sane. So we will always deal with it in one form or the other in your life.
All right, thank you. What?
Let me just give a final thought, and
I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So what really keeps me awake every day and night is the fact that Nigeria doesn't have identity. Wherever you go, and that name Nigeria looks like a taboo, because the founding fathers didn't give us the identity, and the people that are following the founding fathers, so people who gave us independence, were unable to give us an identity. And that is why the people like Kwankwaso will come and say the things he's saying. Peter Obi has become a unifying factor for every Nigerian, which is so very much commendable. I've never seen that. He's how will I put it? Everything Peter Obi stands for is morally up here, is high. But I will always go back to the fact that if the structural problem that bring in bad leadership in Nigeria is not addressed, and who are the people that are going to address it? The youth. Finally, I saw Obasanjo driving keke, and I made some posts on that. I'm like, is he trying to teach the youth to make legitimate money or earnings with keke when Obasanjo had everything it takes? He has the PDP, more than 24 governors, all the national assemblies. He has 2/3 of everything to give Nigeria identity, to give us, you and me and everybody here, identity. Obasanjo failed. I call him principalities and power. That is who he is. So for people like him, we, the youth, should relegate them. When people ask me how old I am now, if I tell you how old I am, you will not believe it. Honestly, it's just 1 year, I'll be 50 years old. Just by next year, I'll be 50 years old. So when I see these things, I look at people who were born 24 years ago, 1999. How has their life changed? What identity do they have? And people like Kwankwaso, I'm so annoyed that kind of statement that man made. So, but Peter Obi, I pray that he could be able to do what we are asking him to come and do. But the impediment will remain, that this structure needs to be addressed. If it's not addressed, my brother, wahala deo. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, the priest of peace, for joining us today. All right, so let's go to you, Agiv. Agiv, go ahead. What's keeping you up at night?
Thank you. I mean, concerning Nigerian issue, what keeps me at night? It's I'll touch a little bit about what the previous guy just said, but I'm not going to talk about identity, because I think we have an identity. Because if you come, like for us here in the United States, if you go to the hospitals, you go to most of the major companies. I have a lot of friends that work with top Fortune 500 companies, and they're not doing menial jobs; they're doing six-figure jobs. So I mean, now we have a lot of Nigerians. Most of you guys here are professionals, so we have a lot of them in the medical field. So I think we have an identity. What I think about a lot when I think about Nigeria is, why is it that when we come out, we have these professionals that are very good at what they do, but we can't take that and replicate it back in Nigeria? I understand the structure is not really there to do it, and that's the reason why I think the Peter Obi movement is a very, very major movement for the youth now. I know a lot of people might think that he doesn't have the political strength to do what he's capable of doing at this point, but I don't really think that should stop us from backing him up and making it happen. That is my question, because I know a lot of Nigerians who, some have never been to Nigeria, some have been there once or twice, that want to go back and do something. They want to set up businesses. They want to go, because Africa is a virgin land. It's a next level. I mean, if we get things right now, we can get a lot of investors going back to Nigeria. And Nigeria being one of the major country in Africa, or the top economy in Africa, it's a fertile soil. So my prayer and hope is for us to get the right person in office. Whatever we can do abroad to help them get the right person in office, gain. And concerning the guy that spoke, I'm not Kwankwaso, I'm not sure his name. That's from the north. I was very disappointed at what he said. Very, very disappointed, because I mean, at this time, I mean, and that goes to show how out of touch these guys are with the rest of the world. Because I mean, if you look at a developed world right now, you can't come out on a national TV in America or Europe and say that about another group. And I mean, they will practically shut you down right after the interview. So I'm very disappointed at that. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Ebi, what's keeping you up at night?
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Damages. Talking about protests, I have two things keeping me up, but I have some prelude. So talking about protests,
I don't really think.
Jude, I can't mute you. You are playing something. Each time I bring you up, you show that you're playing something. Ebi, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Jude is muted now. Yeah. So talking about protests, we all are here, and I can see what Jude is saying. Okay, I don't think Jude is actually attacking the able, positive, hard-fighting youths that have come out. I think he's talking about the ones that start back. But you know, when we talk about Nigeria, emotions run, and sometimes we say things that seems like something else. Deep down, I'm not God. No, I'm not. I don't have the power. But deep down, Jude is probably attacking the laid-back youths that are not coming out. I just want to put that right. I've listened to this man several times. I don't think he would disrespect people that way. Okay. And again, in the line of the protest, talking about those of us abroad who never come, we sit in the comfort. I was not comfortable sitting in my house then in Toronto throughout the NSAR. So we're going there every day. Myself, Dr. Chidi Umayang, were in the forefront, spending time and energy. We even did honk for Nigeria around the city of Toronto, about just the 8 of us. And talking about calling for protests, you have your own beat, Dr. Damages, people won't come out. Same thing in Toronto, people won't come out. We will call, we will share all forums, but these same people will be the first to start saying, it's not working, blah, blah, blah. Just come out. There's no SARS in Toronto. They won't come out. A particular Nigerian who is more like a comrade in Canada here, I think he was in Nigeria when the NSAS happened, and he went there. I don't know if any of you saw the news. He was beating black and blue, you know. So that's to say also what the able youths that came out, what they are doing, it's wonderful. They are in the front line, facing the fire. Nobody here will disrespect them. So if you're in the comment section or you are anywhere on YouTube, on Facebook watching this program, we in diaspora, we respect what you are doing. But at the same time, you need to also know that some of us are abroad. We came right from there and we are supporting so much from our hard-earned labor to keep things running. So it's a dual responsibility. All right. The two things that keep me awake, number one, the security situation. I keep telling myself, when will it be the turn of one of my very close family members? My father, my brothers, my cousins. When is a bandit going to catch them or kill them or kidnap them? It gives me worry. The other thing is that I'm worried about, as much as Obi is favorite, we like him, we see what we think in him, is not the perfect one. For me, the perfect one is Omoyele Sowore, but I'm also a realist, and I know what I want for Omoyele Sowore right now is to be free and be back to his family, and then rejig and continue what is the good work that is been doing. I'm one of his disciples. But even if Obi gets in there or any other very good candidates, I know what Atifku and Tifnumbu will do, so I'm not putting them. But any good candidate from maybe the third force or anywhere, even if they get in, I keep wondering, how much will they do? Because the problem of Nigeria runs deep. Someone like Jude has said, I remember a couple of weeks ago, that he's just forced to support Obi just to allow things going. But fundamentally, he knows that he just wants the country rejig. I stand on that same point. It's behind my mind, even as I look to see if we will get something nice. Thank you very much. And this has been a very wonderful program.
Thank you so much, AB. Thank you for staying. And I will let Jude say something because he appears to be.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ebi, for this clarification, because people completely misunderstood the point I'm making. How will I attack those that put their life on the line during that NSAS? If I attack them, what about us? I knew how many hundreds of thousands I spent on that protest. It's not by boasting, trying to help them. And I budgeted a lot of money. I used to do extra hour to be able to raise money to help that NSAS. I don't need to be in Nigeria to do that. And moreover, during the pandemic, when their government, all the palliative they gave them, they locked them up. And that is what most of them are bringing out now, repackaging, rebranding, and, to give them, okay? During that pandemic, some of us, we knew how much we remitted to help people. My car I use in Nigeria, I sold it to help people I don't even know about. On the internet last year, since 2020, I spent several millions of naira helping random people. Nigeria, many of them are part of these people on here watching, okay? Buying data, helping people's parents. I don't have to say this, but somehow, I don't need to come to Nigeria before I make impact. I know the impact I make every day. I know how many people's parents, sick ones in the hospital that I have to pay their medical bill. I don't need to come to Nigeria to do all those. I work extra hour. I work 90 hours every week in America here. Not because of me, to raise extra money to be able to help people in Nigeria that I don't even know about. I am saying this to the glory of God. I'm not saying it to boost my ego. So people who are commenting, they should comment. And each time I come to Nigeria, last three months ago, I was in Nigeria. At the Nigerian airport, I was the only one that stood up challenging the authorities, especially when there is delay and nobody will speak to passengers. I will stand up and say, this is not right. You people, we are passengers. We have the right to demand these people to tell us what is going on. When are we going to take off? How many hours are they delaying us? But everybody will keep quiet. They say, if you talk. I say, is it not only once somebody will die? You can only die once. Let me die for what is right than being killed by Boko Haram and then nothing, and that is it. Let me die for speaking of the truth. It's just that people, they don't. If I'm in Nigeria, living in, I remember when I was a student at University of Nigeria, Nsukka, I knew all that we fight the authorities that be. Right from my childhood, I've always withstood evil authority, even from primary school. Okay, I don't fear death.
Mr. Jude.
Once.
Mr. Jude, I've heard you talk about your age. I think you are a couple of years older than me, but it's quite close. You know what? I think if you and I can meet privately, I used to be like you, misunderstood, too blunt. But gradually,
I'm not politically correct. I don't want to.
Naeem, you are a good man. You are a good man. They don't.
A terrorist. People will say, "Hey, you are calling him a terrorist." That is what he is.
All right, welcome to my life, Mr.
All right, Judy, we're doing well before you went down. All right.
All these Showore people, that's who they get problem. All of us will be Showore people who too get problem.
All right. So, Obi, what's keeping you up at night?
Well, what keep me up at night? American election. American election, because they're all the same. One is just older than one. Come 2024, Republican will give us either Trump or the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. On the Democrat side, we either go to see Newsom, the governor of California, or Michelle Obama. These people, the American citizens know who won them, but the establishment shuffled them on the American citizens. So now the same thing. Now take it back to Nigeria. What actually bothers me is that the fact that, well, it will take us time to actually come to realization that it is them against us. It is the elite against the general masses. And in any given society, the elite, by extension the politicians, are the most organized people in the society. Why? Because they have a goal, power. They will fight, stab them, whatever, but guess what? They'll come together and forge ahead. At that point, there's no religion, ethnicity. They will just open up for us to be going back and forth with. So the day we, the Nigerian masses, will come to realize that, one, we need to organize. Two, there's nothing happen in politics and society spontaneously. I'll give you an example. This phenomenon that there will be movement, everybody's will be movement, it is not spontaneous. It is coming from the anger from NSAS and the anger from the Southeast, which is genuine. But these two things that happen, they are not spontaneous. I also protested during the NSTART here in Dallas. But when I found out how the whole movement going about, I said, it is not spontaneous. So the day we will find something, we the masses will find something that we will fight for, that day will begin the recovery of our journey, because the road this elite put us, this party democracy, is a long road. Let's take from America now, the same thing. It took America over 200 years before the whole America begin to shout, say, okay, America good, America good. If you go down the history, I'm not saying it's going to take us 200 years. It might take us more than that. It all depends on us, how we will put this religion, whatever they are shoving us together, and actually plan. Movement, it's going to take time. All right. It is going to take time. When I say nothing happens spontaneously, if you think all of a sudden we're having 4 candidates, no, then plan now, because they know, one, the hunger is there. 2, the people who were born 99 above age, they will come into the pool. So how do we make sure we disorganize these people? That's why you are seeing 4 candidates. If not, I 2 people you go see. So this idea say, oh, it will happen overnight. No, it's not. So I am not supporting Kwankwaso or whatever, but it is the game I play. And again, there is no way we are going to chase these people away with one stroke. No, it is going to take over a generation, more than 20 years before we actually get the kind of country we want. And by so doing, we are going to step on toes, both home and abroad. So right. It is not that oh, this guy, why just they follow this thing? I'm a student and I study power. How does power work? And I'm just following. I'm just saying what is out there. So it's not that I've been staunch here at the football and the supporters, but at this point, I have to pick one way so that as we go on, I will understand. And by tomorrow, by so doing, I can actually teach my kids or those that are ready to learn that this is a game I play. So it's now we fight. Nobody anybody beg we so. Let's settle, but when are we going to settle? and make sure our grievances stand the test of time. Just I always use the Milano South Africa movement. It's just a matter of time before those red-haired people will produce the president of South Africa. It will happen. So now time. So I mean, as I said, me now just mouthpiece when no get followers. So I don't know why people they always come at me when I say something. I have nothing to do with me. I just tell you what is there, what I'm saying. So on that note,
thank you. Thank you.
On our
Thank you.
politics.
Thank you so much, Obi. Last one. CM, round up for us. What's keeping you up at night?
Well, mine may be different. What keeps me up at night is that Nigerian economy is melting down. It's melting seriously. The cost of living, from the information that gets to me, I feel a lot of sympathy for them. I wouldn't say the thing is, I don't know, because today, when you hear a family of 4 or 5, they are crying over the phone for you. They are telling you the reality. You phone somebody in Gombe, he tells you the same thing somebody in Lagos or somebody in Enugu is saying. It keeps me at work. I must tell you, I must be honest. But I keep telling them that they should not lose hope. Help is on the way, and there's no other help I'm hoping for, if not P2B and the tendencies that he represents. So what I'm saying is that in being awake at night, I'm also praying I'm hoping against hope that nothing should derail next year, so that P2B will enter and at least and help people to have a sense of humanity, that they can even live. Between now until May next year is more than, I think it's beyond 5 months. So they still have a long way to go. I keep telling people that this hunger, do whatever you can to help yourself, because I don't know, even if you send some money home now for people to use it to buy something, in those days, if you give 200,000 or 300, you will be puffing that at least you send money, put it in your business. Now, 1 million, nothing, nothing. Like people will say nothing. So the thing keeps me awake. I feel it. One man, I mean, though I'm not there, but when I say, I mean, hunger. I mean, sorry, I'm not saying it in a derogatory way, but the cost of living is terrible. Is way out. Okay, now ASU is on strike. I watched Oshun, is it Oshun? Yes, Oshun has gubernatorial election. They debate, as they were saying, in terms of since February, March, April, May, June, NNPC did not remit any money to the FAC or Federation account. So there was nothing shared in February, in March, and this. And somebody said in Oshu, one of them said that means that people owed salary can now be up to 30 months. I mean, how can that be? 30 months, 12 months salary. So to me, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't care. I don't want to know whether it is exaggerated. Even if it's 6 months, 8 months. The fact that this year, so far, between February till now, there's nothing shared. So all they depend on was whatever comes from Lagos port by way of constant duty or through the airport, or maybe if there are still Julius Berger, like all those construction company or industries in nothing, the tax they pay. So if it goes to federal, they share. But mind you, nothing from oil. So that is, I mean, I don't know whether what will happen between now till December. The fact that they even share anything at all monthly, yet people are complaining of inflation, or civil servants can say, we still tell you that the money, they can't do anything. Now, February, March, April, May, June, nothing was shared at all. NNPC, I don't know whether NNPC withheld the money, or that nobody bought Nigeria's crude oil, or that I don't know. So it's really somebody, sometimes I'm emotional. When I remember this, my private destiny, it pains me, because there's nothing like, I mean, even if the salary, whatever, is very small, but let it be regular. Let it be every month. They give it to you like that. Even if you spend it for 1 week, then you look forward. But this one, imagine a Governor Soludo saying February. He said it in Igbo. Said February, March, April, May, June. He said nothing. He just said there's nothing, no, nothing. So, and the new governor who came in March, so nothing since then. I don't know how he's. That's why he has to sack all the Agbero and then take over the collection of that's why I think that is what made Soludo to. Maybe he foresaw that. He didn't know that nothing is coming from Abuja, so it's better I compete with all this tout all over Onisha and the Navy. Please, thank you very much, Dr.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your time. We've done over 3 hours. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Paul, can you hear me?
Thank you. I always mute myself. That's why.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. CM, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Ovie, thank you for joining us.
Oh, gosh.
You're welcome. We are expecting you to join NNPP.
Very soon. Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
We are expecting you to join to start about. We need a branch in Canada. We want you to head it.
It's not. I know why Soludo fought Agbero.
The Agberos, right? That was wisdom.
Yes. No, he's an economist. He has known that nothing is coming from them. So
CM.
Yes.
Make you no laugh at that Agbero thing. If he pay Soludo pass NNPCO, you remember MC Oluomo for Lagos na billionaire.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Then I'm beside that. Tinubu only lucrative investment now.
MC always minister of administration.
Hold on. Let's finish first. When we round up, you guys can then talk. Okay. So, Agab, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much.
Abby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Dr. Damages.
Stay around. Don't go yet.
Yeah.
I'll stay.
Yeah. Okay. So, of course, for viewers, we thank you. We appreciate all your time and everybody that commented. We will do this again on Saturday at 11 a.m. New York time and 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay. On behalf of everybody here, there are so many people here behind the scene who helped to put this together. I want to thank you and wish you a good night wherever in the world you are. I know some people are already sleeping, and all the best. Okay?
Thank you.
You know.